Hey, good morning, everybody. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, my God. Guys, it's Friday.
Yay.
Let's get this boat back to shore.
Okay.
Let's get this boat back to shore, and let's get on with our weekend. One more day. You can make it.
Yeah.
You can make it. Everybody's all right. It's going to be a good day.
Yeah. Things
Let's
are
be
great.
optimistic. Things are great.
I'm excited.
Think about the things that make you happy.
Wow.
What makes you happy, Rafe?
Having my mic on
Yes.
is
Yes,
one thing.
that would be
And,
nice.
start small.
Yeah, just little things.
A lot of things make me happy, man.
I'll tell you some things that make me happy. I got a list.
Okay.
A list of things that make me happy. Finding money in your pocket.
The best.
Maybe you're putting on that jacket. Maybe you put on that jacket this week because it was cool in the morning. You put that jacket on you hadn't seen in a while. Oh, hello, old friend.
Howdy.
Cha-ching.
And then, oh my God, yeah, hell, a $5 bill. Whoa!
Yeah.
I'm buying candy
Yeah.
That's the best when it's not $1. It's like a 5
Yeah.
or a 10. Yeah.
when it's not $1.
Yeah, I put one of my coats on over the weekend or this week, and I had almost $20.
No, look at
Shoot,
you.
money
Don't spend it all in one place.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Or how about getting a surprise refund?
Oh, the best. The check in the mail
Like a check in the mail.
from your doctor. Oh, you overpaid.
Yeah, you overpaid on something.
Here's $50.
You know, normally it's money going out. It's never money coming in. You go to the mailbox, it's all doom and gloom usually.
When I get a refund check of any kind, I go, oh, see, this is good. I have faith again. Because then you feel like when you give the money, they're just ringing you out. But when you get the money back, it's kind of like a restored faith.
It's usually for me when I walk to the mailbox. It's a shuffle. I shuffle the mailbox with like a doom and gloom look on my face. Like, who do I owe money to now?
Right.
I guess I got to pay the sewer bill. And then, look at that,
Look at this.
money coming in. Crazy.
I spend it immediately.
Hearing your favorite song on the radio. Yes, that makes me happy. No, you work in radio. That's
know.
supposed to make you happy.
That never happens.
I was going to say you're welcome, St. Louis, but okay.
Yeah.
We don't play music on this show.
I know,
We
but
just
we're
played-
affiliated with a radio station that does.
We just played Stan, and you love that song.
I do love Eminem.
Yeah, we work for a radio station.
I don't know. Maybe I'm burnt out.
On behalf of Donnie and Liv, you're welcome. Hitting every green light. Yes, I had that this morning. Hit every green light on my way in today.
Dude.
Every green light.
It's going to be a good day.
Kill for that.
Incredible.
I hit
day.
1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 lights on my way to work. All of them green. Thank you.
Dang.
It's going to be a
Thank
great.
you.
You're going to have a good time this
Thank
weekend.
you.
Must be nice.
Finding something you thought you lost. Yes. I believe somebody found my watch.
What?
Really?
Well, I woke up this morning in despair.
Into pair.
Completely clueless as to what time it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
What time?
No, when I woke up this morning, I was like, I got reminded my watch fell off my wrist yesterday on my way to work.
Yeah.
The first thought you
This
had.
is my first thought. Well, first, actually, I thought it was Thursday. See what happens when you lose your watch? You don't even know what day it is.
Right. Time is.
I thought it was
irrelevant.
Thursday, and then I'm getting dressed. And I was like, oh, man.
Man. You got your backup watch on
I got my
today.
backup watch on.
Is this like your next favorite watch of the time?
No, this is my favorite watch.
Oh, nice. Is it
It's
expensive?
my
as
dad's
well?
old watch.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, that one's
That's really
nice.
neat.
It looks brand new.
Oh, I take care of it.
I
This
think
one ain't
so.
falling off my wrist.
Yeah.
But I came to work, and there was a voicemail on my my desk phone. And it was somebody going, hey, found your watch. If you'd like it back. Well, he actually said, we found what's left of your watch. I mean, it's gone.
It was a metal watch.
It's gone.
Are you going to pick it
Glass.
up?
Yeah, now I never said what kind of watch it was. So he will have to provide detail.
Okay.
He will have to provide detail as to if it really is my watch.
Does it have a little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on it? It's green.
Yeah, it was
Little Timex.
had a little calculator on it.
Yeah.
I remember the first watch I ever got was a Mickey Mouse watch, and it was had a red leather band. It was an itty bitty little kid
Whoa.
watch.
Those were the fancy ones, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like it was like $100 in the 90s, and I remember my dad was like, "You got to learn how to tell time." And so I would be like wearing this watch, and it had Mickey in his arms, would be the little hand and the big hand. It's fun. Still have it.
I had a Zelda watch.
Okay.
Oh,
That was
dang.
remember when I saved up for it and bought it with my Christmas money from like 2 Christmases, and it was like the little digital watch, but it had the Zelda game on it.
Aw.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
I mean, it sucked.
Oh.
But you thought it was cool.
Well, you thought it was cool, like when I got a calculator watch.
Kind of like when you remember when you had like the Capcom football game handheld.
Oh, yeah.
But they were
It was terrible.
The
At the
games were
time.
terrible, but at the time you were like, oh, finally.
It was awesome.
It's closest. This is like pre-Game Boy. This is when you were like, oh, the closest thing to a handheld.
A handheld, like the flip open Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
No.
It looked like it was bigger than a wallet, but it flipped open.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Oh God, it was definitely pre-Game Boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like the only game you could put batteries in it.
It was like a little shell. Like it almost was like a little
Where'd that
It,
Polly
no, it
Pocket.
wasn't on your wrist.
Oh.
You could almost put it in your back pocket. It was really rudimentary.
It was.
But I remember I got a calculator watch, and that was a big deal.
Heck yeah.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
This is nice.
That's it.
Oh. Yeah, I never had that.
That is so cool.
Mine was this. Remember, like
Cool.
Oh, yeah,
man.
that
like
watch,
a
yeah.
little video game like on your wrist.
Absolutely, I remember
that was
that.
Apple
100%.
Watch before it even knew what it was.
So
Well,
was it Casio? Was it Casio that made the calculator watches?
I think so.
Yes.
Casio.
Because that was a
I
big
think both of
deal.
them did. Timex and them.
Because I remember the math teacher going, "You cannot use that watch in this class."
Oh, big tech. Yep.
Not in this class.
Yeah.
Because remember, in the real world, you're not going to always have a calculator on you.
No. Not at all.
Enter Steve Jobs. Hello.
Yeah. And that was, hey, remember, you need to learn this because you're not going to have a calculator on you all the time.
You better retain this because it's not like you're going to have your internet in your pocket.
You're going to need this. Shh. Boy, idiots. They were wrong.
We showed them.
Oh, by the way, yeah, something that makes me happy is thinking it's Thursday. In reality, it's Friday, and that happened this morning.
I
Yeah.
had yesterday. Rafe was telling us the story about how when you wake up and it's like way earlier than you think it is, or like way later than you think it is. And so I woke up at 2:00 on my own, and I looked at the clock. And once I realized it was 2:00, I go, oh yeah, and I got to go back to sleep for a couple
good for you.
hours. And it
That's
was
awesome.
excellent.
Good for you.
It was a great feeling.
It is.
I lost my Zelda watch because you used to be able to play it in class. I could turn the sound off. Mm-hmm. So I felt like I was really getting away with something.
Yeah.
But there was this kid. He was kind of a weird kid and kind of a bully, but also like he kept like in spelling class, and I think it was like 7th grade, dude. And he kept drawing pictures of like him cutting my head off with the chainsaw, and then like showing them to me.
Huh.
Oh my
And
god.
then like it'd be like him, like picture of him, and then it'd be like, "This is your mom."
Oh, my
And
God.
I was like, dude, leave me alone. It's just one of those things, like you're going through puberty and finally it gets the better of you. And I beat the hell out of this kid in the middle of class. I just like went on. It was like that one bridge too far. I don't remember if he like stabbed me with a pencil or
He snapped.
He did something. And I kind of snapped and I beat the crap out of this kid right in the middle of spelling class. And I broke my watch.
Oh.
And then I remember Mr. Ellis was our spelling teacher. And he was also like the high school football coach. They were still paddling kids then. They took me out. He took me out in the hallway and he's like, "Hey, I hate that kid too." And I go,
Thank you.
"For real?" And he goes, "I want to smack this pole 3 times. I want
Oh
you to
my-
scream bloody
Yeah.
murder. Like I really worked you over out here." And he goes, "But honestly, good job."
Yeah.
And I was
That's
like,
And that's when the fist bump was
kind of
invented.
cool. Yeah, it was
right
kind
there.
of cool,
That's
dude.
That
the
was the
fist bump
moment.
was
Me
invented.
and Coach Ellis were
Yeah.
on another level from
He
that
goes,
point
hey,
on.
let's,
He goes, finally somebody. He goes, I can't stand that kid. So,
school justice.
Did you ever get paddled?
school justice, early
I got my-
form of swamp justice.
I got my mouth taped.
Oh.
I went to Catholic school, kindergarten and first grade, St. Andrews in Flushing, Queens. And I'd just gotten over the chicken pox.
Oh no.
And I was pretty much a loudmouth in class as it was. I was always my desk and chair were constantly being removed and put into the hallway
Been there,
because
brother.
I was a
brand.
disruptive person. And I had chicken pox. Had just come back. You know when you have chicken pox, they scab over.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this, man. They scab over, and I guess I was like scratching my face and like this is gross. Like a scab fell off.
Ew.
Off my face.
Did you eat it?
No, I didn't
have
eat
to.
it.
Good. That's good.
But Sister Eleanor
She did.
thought I was picking my nose. I said, I was not.
I was picking my scabs.
Yeah,
Big
I'm
difference.
sorry. I was picking my scabs, Sister Eleanor. And she was a mean one. She was mean. And then she goes, you're talking back. And
I don't like your scabby face.
Yeah, I don't
so-
like your attitude. And she taped my mouth. Taped my mouth shut.
Bummer.
Yeah, I was innocent. Now, all the other times when I was disruptive,
Deserved.
I definitely deserved it.
Yeah.
Oh, the worst was our class was next to, or that was second grade. Second grade, I went to public school. My second grade class, we were next to the assistant principal, who was a mean big guy. So whenever my desk would be removed from the class and have to sit outside, and the vice principal walked by, I'd have to go sit in his office and get yelled at.
Yep.
Yeah, it's always fun.
I got paddled once. Principal
Paddled?
Hopkins.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I don't remember what it was for, though. Honestly, there's probably some like PTSD with that. Like,
How old were you?
I was in grade school.
It's Southern Illinois Justice.
Yeah, Denning
they
Elementary.
kept it around for a while, dude.
Yeah, well, the only time that happened to me was first grade, and my teacher had one hand that was a nub. She didn't have fingers on it, and so I tripped my buddy. I thought it was funny, I tripped him, and he kind of stumbled, but she saw me trip him. She ran over and immediately smacked my leg with that. And I was like, duh.
With her nub?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
awesome, and it hurt. I was like, that's legit.
Wow.
Lisa on the feedback says none of you are old enough to remember the Swatch. Oh, I had a Swatch watch.
Dude, Parker
have
Lewis Can't Lose. Do you remember that show? Synchronized
Yeah.
swatches. Whew, I wanted one because they were all the three cool guys in the Parker Lewis Can't Lose. One of the early Fox shows.
Yeah.
Was kind of like their take on Ferris Bueller.
Yeah,
I felt like
that's
it was
right.
a ripoff of Ferris Bueller, but they were like, at the beginning of every episode, they'd be like, synchronized swatches.
That was probably around the same time as Herman's Head.
Don't
Love
know
that
what
show,
that
too.
is.
Oh, you never watched Herman's Head?
What was that about?
It was about a guy named Herman,
It's kind of like that Pixar movie.
and and all his emotions lived in his head, and you would see
What
what,
they were
was
doing?
going on in his head.
Oh, it was like Inside Out. That
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Herman's
So it's
Head.
like inside Herman's head was like a command center
Fun.
with like 4 or 5 characters in it, like anger.
Yeah, it was a comedy.
Yeah.
Herman's Head.
Herman's Head was great. But yes, Lisa, I did have a
good.
Swatch watch.
We remember, Lisa.
Yeah, also in school, by the way, do you remember the compasses? So in math class,
Put the little pencil in.
the pencil and the other sharp end where you made a circle.
Yes.
Yep.
Whenever the box of compasses came out, somebody was getting stabbed. Always. Always
man.
somebody got
Really?
stabbed. Oh, yeah.
Not in my school.
No?
You were shanking kids, and when the compasses
I
would come
wasn't
out?
stabbing kids. But, every once in a while, there'd be a lesson being taught. And it'd hear, ow! And it was usually the person behind
That's New York City.
the other person, giving a little jab to the person in front of them.
Right.
Ow!
Ow!
Anyway, yeah, this was an interesting week here in St. Louis. We had Jason Momoa in town. Remember that? Remember that? It was just a
What
couple
a great
days ago.
memory.
Jason Momoa.
Hey, shout out to all the ladies who have been tagging me in posts in the last 48 hours.
And shout out to all of the men and women who've been tagging me in posts that think Mamoa caught wind of our broadcast when he said,
Oh, when I'm going to play what he said. Yes.
We have
When he said
made
what he said.
contact.
Yes, when he said what he said. So we were kind of joking around. So he was at the Schnooks in Des Peres on Tuesday. And then he was at Deerberg's in Crestwood on Wednesday, and a Total Wine in Chesterfield. And he was promoting his whatever vodka he's got.
Miley.
And we were just joking around like, panties are melting.
Oh, there was no joke. This was
Momoa's in town,
Serious.
panties are wet, are melting off, and
there's a flood down Manchester.
flood down Manchester,
yeah,
National Guard was
those are the
released.
doors to the
they
Des
were
Peres Schnooks.
sandbagging the
Yep,
doors.
flood of 93 all over again.
And then I don't know if he heard our broadcast, but and this is the RFT had this on their website. Here's Jason Momoa talking about being in St. Louis.
Question that. Hey, Louis, first off, thank you so much. You guys blew our mind. It was, you guys spit, man. was in my hometown of Iowa, and everyone turned up, and it's like the most special thing. And then roll up here, and I never signed something wild. St. Louis is definitely the wettest state I've ever been.
St. Louis is definitely the wettest state I've ever been.
That's right.
We did it.
Yeah, he's a scholar. Old Mamoa.
St. Louis is definitely the wettest state I've ever
More than
been.
meets the eye there. Big brain in that head. St. Louis is the wettest state I've ever been in.
I hope whenever you type in famous Mamoa quotes, that'll be on that list.
Well, you know, St. Louis is a state of mind.
St. Louis.
It's not just a city; it's a state of
right.
mind.
He was
That's
right.
it.
That's deep thinker.
Show me wetness. Oh.
Show me moisture.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is from the RFT. St. Louis loves Jason Momoa, and the feeling appears to be mutual. Appearing at an event hosted by Breakthrough Beverage at Maryland House in the Central West End yesterday, the hunky actor raved about the turnout for his Melee vodka events in St. Louis and thirsty locals. St. Louis is definitely the wettest state I've ever been, Mamoa said. Apparently, it's Melee territory for sure.
Dylan in the chat says, you had Jason Momoa, Chris Motionless, and Matt Rife in town. Girls of St. Louis were drowning.
Oh, that's right. Matt Rife was in town.
I don't think he's
Dang.
attractive. I saw that he sold the Stiefel out twice, back to back, right then. And I looked him up, and I don't know anything about that guy. I'm completely detached, but he's like known for being hot. I don't find him attractive at all.
Interesting. He's kind of uncanny valley hot. Like he's so good looking that he almost looks like an android or something.
Yeah.
Android, I see.
That's interesting.
Like he almost looks like like if you were to tell AI to
I get a lot of messages saying I look
show me a
like
picture
this,
of a hot guy, and AI would. That's what AI would spit out.
People say you and Matt.
I get a lot of messages saying I look like I'm like his degenerate older brother or possibly his
Well, no, it's a twins thing. It's Matt Rife, and then the leftovers are
Yeah.
Matt Rafe.
Matt Rafe. Yes.
So if you don't, if he can't get any love, I'm not doing great. But that's all right. I thought about changing my name to just Rafe Williams. And
see
just
what
for the
happens.
Google search.
Just see what happens.
Just for the Google searches for my comedy.
Mamoa said, "You guys blew our minds. You guys effing win, man. You beat out everyone." He says he's been blown away by the previous visit to his hometown in Iowa, but then he showed up in St. Louis, and he says, "I never signed so many bottles in my life." Also, the fact that Mamoa's from Iowa does kind of take the shine off him a little bit.
I don't like knowing that now. That was ruined for me this week.
I don't know. Farm boy. That's kind of cool.
I don't know. I just like to think he's
Hawaiian
like the
farm boy.
Hawaiian guy.
Yeah, like he has a cool hammock.
But was he born in Iowa? And
He
that's
was
about-
born. I think he was born in Hawaii. I think his mom moved there with him.
But I know he
was
spent a
raised
lot
in-
of his life in Hawaii, right? Maybe not.
And he's got the Hawaiian Islander tattoos.
Yeah. Which that's his design he has for all his clothing stuff as well.
Yeah, but the fact that he's from Iowa,
So ill. Yeah.
I don't know, it takes the shine off a little bit.
Yeah, we need to stop talking about it.
Iowa is nowhere near the sea. It's nowhere near. He's Aquaman.
It's not wet in Iowa.
He's Aquaman. He needs to be near the sea.
Is that what he meant? Is he saying it's wet because he's Aquaman? Or was it because
No.
of the
No.
panty
No,
drench?
and nor did it rain when he was here.
He knows.
He knows, we know. He knows, we know. It did not rain when Jason Momoa was in town. I can understand if there was
In another
the past
coin-
2 days it was raining.
Right, the dew point.
Yeah. It was a dew point, all right.
Jeez. Schnook says they sold over 1,900 bottles of his Melee vodka that one day he was there. Oh, nothing's wrong with Iowa, Jeremy, on the feedback. It just, again, it's Aquaman.
My grandpa lives in
Aquaman's
Iowa.
not from Iowa.
When I think Iowa, I think grandpa. So I don't want to think about Jason Momoa and grandpa. Right?
No, again, Aquaman needs to be from near the sea.
Near the sea.
Yeah, not
merman.
muddy rivers. He needs to be in clear blue oceans.
I never saw Aquaman. Was he a mermaid? Was it like we're acting like it's not a mermaid and he is a mermaid?
He was a shrimp.
He doesn't.
He was?
It's a mermaid has a tail, like a fish tail.
Yes.
He doesn't have a fish tail.
Oh, how do you know? What is he?
He could just
he's
talk
got
to fish.
gills? It's what is it? Kevin Costner's.
Kind of.
I don't listen.
Water-
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's one of the kids from that movie.
Listen, I saw the movie.
It wasn't okay.
It
He's
was
like
fun.
Neptune. He's like the king of the sea.
Yeah.
So technically,
Triton. King Triton.
He's one of the most important creatures in the sea.
He could talk to fish, right?
That's
his thing.
Amongst his powers.
Amongst his powers, that he could
Blah, blah, blah,
swim
blah.
underwater and not have to come up for a breath.
Are there mermaids in Aquaman or?
Yeah.
They are technically merfolk. They just didn't give them fishtails.
Yeah, merman. Merman. The other, all right, so Jason Momoa, he's gone out of our lives.
Darn it.
For now.
For now, we tried to get him in the studio, and what we got was, well, with the SAG strike going on right now, he's not really doing any interviews because he's, he can't talk about the movies he's in. But maybe next time. Yeah, okay.
Okay. There won't be a next time, but
I'd like to think that him referring to St. Louis as the wettest state is his little nod to us.
which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His little nod to us saying,
you,
hey, we'll
man.
get you next time. I can't say it, but we all know.
Mm-hmm.
That's our little thing we got.
I have a feeling he'll be on.
Next time he's in St. Louis,
Yep.
when's that going to be?
He comes quite often.
When they redo Escape from New York, and he is the Kurt Russell character.
Ooh, that
You know?
would be cool.
I could see that happening.
That would be awesome.
Oh, they're from Atlantis. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, the underwater
Georgia.
city.
Atlantis.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't see
They're
that.
not mermen. They're Atlanteans.
Listen,
They're Merkins.
Merkins.
they're mermen. Let's be honest. It's the same lore. He's a direct descendant of whom?
The king of Atlantis? I don't know.
Yeah. Who is who? Neptune, who was a merman.
All right.
Actually, I don't know.
All right, nerds.
Little
I just
That's
like
all right.
pissing off comic book people.
That's all right.
Even
And you
though I
and you
am
have, by the way, and you have.
And I am a fan.
feedback's
I'm the
coming
biggest comic book fan on this show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The biggest comic book thing, I guess, in my life was, remember when they killed off Superman back in the early
yeah.
90s? Was it
Oh, yeah.
early 90s?
It's probably like early, late 90s, maybe.
Okay, so I remember they killed off Superman, and Lern, that was a big deal.
Yes, I remember this. I heard about it.
That
was
was
a
the
big deal.
collectors of collectors.
And remember the comic was in like a sealed package. It
Yeah.
came with like an armband, and it was a whole thing. It was a black package.
And you thought for sure they only made maybe 100 of these.
Oh, and I remember my dad
Fortune.
went and bought like 5 of them.
Really?
And put 4 in the safe.
Oh, wow. Do you still
Put
have them?
4. I have no idea where they are.
Dude, everybody's.
Now they're probably worth money, but
No,
Are
I
they
don't
worth
think
money?
it
no, I
really
don't know
went
because they
over
were
that
so
well.
produced. It was in every. I think even Walmart had them.
Yeah. Then they split his personality into like 4 people. That was the thing. Superman became like 4. When Darkseid killed him,
They made a movie called Multiplicity.
then there was like a metal Superman that had like a hammer. Then there was a young one. I think there was like
1993. The death of Superman.
Yeah.
The Rise of Robin.
I don't remember the
Death of
specific
Superman.
details.
I don't remember the details either, but I remember my dad going out and getting the comics and
Well, they tried to launch like 4 different comics off of it. And
But
then
nobody
everyone
knew.
hated it, and they just brought him back.
well, it was a big publicity stunt just to
Yeah.
get people to buy the comics.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think the packaging came with an armband. It was supposed to be this is
It
a
was
big
cool.
deal.
It was awesome. But I just remember every store had that thing.
Yeah, this is going to be worth something, son.
And I still
Keep it in the
think
pack. Keep it in the safe.
Oh, that was the worst when the parents, because we had that with Barbies, like the holiday Barbies. My aunt would buy them for us, and then she's like, don't take them out of the package. That was like torture
Yeah.
as a child. Like, what do you mean I can't play with this toy? Back to you.
Let me see. The death of Superman. Okay. What are they worth?
Well, I don't know which one.
In the package. In the package with everything in it. I can't even find it.
Dude, it's crazy. It says here
It's
a
Doomsday
near,
that killed him, not Darkseid.
a near
I said
mint
that.
copy could be worth around $30, while a signed copy
Oh,
with a certificate that might be worth up to $350.
nice.
Yeah, so that's a good.
All right, good
investment.
investment.
Yeah.
All right. All right. The other big story kind of making the national news as far as St. Louis goes is the death of Rainey the elephant at the St. Louis Zoo.
I saw this.
And I know we didn't really talk about it, but when my brother was in town in August, he has 2 little kids. We went to the zoo. And the river's edge, I think, is where the elephants are kept. And we took the little tram ride. And we saw the elephants.
Yeah.
And majestic creatures. And I'm sure we saw Rainey the elephant. And the details are kind of strange on how the elephant died. Did you read this, Scott? Did you see this?
There was a little yapper.
Headline.
Little dog.
Headline. St. Louis Zoo elephant Rainey dies after rowdy dog scares her to death, leading to collapse.
But I'm confused on how. Well, I guess I don't understand elephant language.
Well, an endangered elephant collapsed and died after a loose dog running in the zoo led her to become agitated. The 27-year-old female Asian elephant called Rainey passed away on Friday, October 13th, following the commotion at the St. Louis Zoo. According to the zoo, and I'm reading this, by the way, from a British publication.
Okay.
According to the zoo, the elephant died around 20 minutes after the dog was seen running in a non-public area near the elephant barn. While the dog was collected and handed over to a shelter, its presence caused one elephant that was outside to become agitated. While Rainey was indoors in her bedroom having dinner and did not see the dog, she became agitated after hearing the vocalizations from the herd. According to the zoo, they saw Rainey circle and vocalize all within a very brief period of time before collapsing. Upon Rainey's fall, the zoo's elephant care and animal health teams immediately performed emergency care. However, they were unsuccessful in reviving her.
She had a heart attack.
I know.
She was only 27.
But they said she had heart issues already. But I guess I do get that because my dogs, you'll have one that'll be at a window and see something really big. Like yesterday, they caused a storm because there was a cat across the street. So one of them saw it. Other one, not even knowing what's going on, all of a sudden jumps up, starts barking like crazy and running around. And they have no clue why they're even barking.
No idea.
Yeah.
Asian elephants have a lifespan of 48 years, so she was only halfway through her little life.
She was a
youngster. It's really sad.
Yeah,
Maybe
that is
not halfway,
a bummer.
Initial results from a necropsy performed by the zoo's pathologist revealed some pre-existing changes in Rainey's heart. Further testing is being conducted to determine the significance of these changes.
Are they going to...
They're pinning it on the dog.
Damn dog.
They're pinning it on the dog.
Was it
Poor
a
thing
Bichon?
didn't know, but probably was.
Had to have been a Bichon.
Probably a Bichon.
No.
There are less than 50,000 Asian elephants left in the wild, and they are facing extinction due to habitat loss and poaching. According to the World Wildlife Fund, Asian elephants weigh around 11,000 pounds, can be up to 11 and a half feet tall. So R.I.P. Rainey. And I think Rainey needs to be included in this week's in memoriam.
Ooh.
Oh,
Rafe.
yes. Please.
Who? Rainey the elephant.
Rainey the elephant.
Please add Rainey the elephant to your in memoriam.
And if they're going to send him to the taxidermy, we'd love to have Randy.
No.
Okay.
Everybody's saying that Jason Momoa was referring to St. Louis as wet, being like raw alcoholics.
No.
That's angel dust, by the way. When you get wet.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't think that's what he's talking about either.
The wettest city? No. He's referring not to the fact that we drink a lot of alcohol here. No, he's referring to the fact that everybody with ovaries was ovulating.
The female tsunami that he was hit with.
Yeah.
The lines of ladies was wild.
I'm proud of our female spirit. I am in this city for what has happened this week.
And for ladies holding it together and not just rioting.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of like I saw Weird Al behind the pageant one night, and the fan base was basically the same, except it was all middle-aged men with their kids.
Yeah.
And that was it.
The
And there was no
driest
ladies.
city in
Dude, it was the
St. Louis.
driest city.
Yep.
What was that one?
Weird Al
Weird
behind
Al?
the pageant.
Yeah, there was not a lady inside. It was all.
So these are my Friday leftovers, just stories I haven't gotten to this week. I do love this story, and this will kind of tickle Rafe here. This is one of those moments that only happens in movies. A comedian in England got revenge on a heckler. I'm sure you've been heckled on stage, right, Rafe?
I mean, yeah. Give or take, yes. There's always a drunk or an idiot.
And heckling comes in many forms.
It does.
You know, heckling could be, and I saw this happen when Tina was on stage at your headlining stint at the Funny Bone, where Tina set up a joke and then somebody in the crowd yelled out the punchline.
Right. Sucks.
Or tries, yeah.
Or tries.
Or at least
tries to participate with the comedian on stage. It's not that way. You're not supposed to do that.
Oh, sorry.
Or yell out you're not funny, or just be belligerent. Yeah, yes, heckling comes in many different forms.
Right.
Who did the documentary about hecklers? I think it was Jamie Kennedy.
I don't remember.
I think it was Jamie Kennedy did a pretty decent documentary on hecklers.
I got to see that.
Heckler.
Yeah, it's called Heckler.
In 2007.
Where I think he kind of confronts some people who would, heckle him on stage. Well, anyway, this is one of those moments that only happens in the movies. A comedian in England got revenge on a heckler who had been trolling him for 10 years with the phrase chicken wire. Chicken wire. It started about a decade ago when a heckler shouted it out while he was performing on stage. And then every time this particular comedian posted something on Facebook, chicken wire would show up anonymously in the comments. For 10 years, this went on.
Wow.
And the troller finally made the mistake of using his real name. So the comic did some research. He found him on LinkedIn, discovered that he worked 150 miles away at a store in a mall.
Yeah.
And here's the revenge part. He drove to the store, found him sitting with other employees and customers, and got in his face and started yelling, chicken wire, chicken wire, chicken wire. Just shouting it at the top of his lungs and saying, I win, you lose. Here it is.
10 years ago, I was on stage in Birmingham. Some guy shouted out chicken wire. I got off stage and I assumed that was the end of it. But no, every time I post on my Facebook fan page for the last 10 years, he comments and he writes chicken wire. But he made a mistake. He used his real name. I found him on LinkedIn. I know where he works now. So today, I'm driving 150 miles to EE in Dudley to pay him a little visit. He's an assistant manager. Working there for 10 years, you should be more than assistant manager, you loser.
Chicken wire! Chicken wire! Chicken wire! I win! You lose! Chicken wire! Chicken wire! Chicken wire! This is years in the making. He's been trolling me for 10 years, and now I win 10 years!
Then he shot him in the face.
Oh, my God.
No, sorry.
What?
That was the punch.
No.
Got him.
No. He didn't shoot him in the face.
Shot him in the leg.
Yes.
Oh.
Just winged him.
That's all right.
But just winged him. But he got his revenge. I guess he drove 150 miles to yell chicken wire in this guy's face.
You know what?
Wow.
You know how we get haters from time to time on this show?
What?
Never.
And in the radio business, and anybody in a public figure role gets commentary from haters.
Oh, yeah.
I sometimes daydream. There was a guy who used to listen to me on Keishi, and we would email back and forth, and he would be like 1 minute be, complimentary and nice and want to talk about music, and then the next he would be a total a-hole.
Yeah.
And I found out where he worked because it was in his signature, and I would daydream about being able to do the same exact thing to him in some way for the type of business he was in.
What McDonald's did he work at?
No. This was like a top of the line company in St. Louis. And this guy was a total douche. And
he worked for a reputable organization?
He worked for Boeing.
Oh.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
And, he was just such a piece of work. And I saw him not too recently. I had to block him on all my socials because he was such a negative. Just
what would he say?
Nancy. He would just crap on everything, in a way that was where he would want to. He'd be real nice 1 minute, I think there was some going on, real nice 1 minute, and then the next it would be this song sucks, Monday Night Metal sucks, you suck, blah, 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 blah. And then I would be like, okay, man, or I would post Dave Grohl did Sped the Homeless, and he'd be like, Dave Grohl's he's a tool bag. It was just stupid, and I finally just got so fed up one day. I'm like, I don't need this
I'm
negativity.
done with this.
But I wanted to be like, man, can I come and talk about the planes and tell you what you're doing?
This plane sucks.
This plane sucks. Right.
747 sucks.
Anyway, he saw me not too long ago. He goes, hey, did you get rid of your social media pages? I go, yeah, I deleted all because you can't see any of them.
Yeah.
It was excellent.
Talk about, that's the funniest part to me is just the lack of self-awareness. Dude, did she cancel every social media page?
Wow.
Because I know she couldn't
probably
possibly
knows,
block
but-
me. There's no way.
Right.
With all the positivity I bring into
Right.
the world. It is kind of funny, man, when you could. I would have probably planned something a little cooler than that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to hate on him, but I'm like,
I would have as well.
you
I
had
don't
10 years and you just shouted chicken wire, chicken wire. I'd have
was
done
your
something a little
best?
cooler.
I mean,
I would have went out and wrapped his car in chicken wire or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd have gone all in.
I kind of feel like now You have to yell chicken wire. At this
Or
comedian.
release chickens in wherever he worked.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
Where's your chicken wire
Chickens
now,
in the
buddy?
wire. Chickens in the wire. Yeah, that would have been fun.
To drive 150 miles to go do that.
I got a couple. I do the same thing. I get it. Like, I know one of my biggest troll on this show, he made a critical error. I know his real identity. And I know
Mr.
where he
Ignorant?
works. Yeah.
Mr. Ignorant 69.
When Rafe started
We've
on
made
the
peace.
show,
oh,
when Rafe started on the
For
show,
the most part. He still will occasionally send me something.
there was a gentleman who would write into the show with the signature Mr. Ignorant and would just
69.
Mr. Ignorant. I'm sorry, Mr. Ignorant. I don't want anybody to be confused with the other Mr. Ignorant.
Yeah, the other 68.
Like 68,
Yeah,
67.
I don't want to disperse the names.
But Mr. Ignorant would write in and just be a dick.
yeah.
Just and not even write anything constructive. Just
Yeah, he's a troll.
Like, I get it if
But
you...
he likes trolling. I wasn't the
Right.
only one. He trolls TMA. He trolls a lot of the.
Yeah, how'd you get his name? Did he just accidentally post on the wrong thing?
No. We had an exchange of some kind. I said something about him on the radio and he got his feelings hurt.
Which is so
Ironically,
ironic.
it's just funny.
Yeah.
He's like, and he sent me an email and he's like, actually, dude, the person that you think I am is not the person I actually am. And all those things you said were kind of hurtful. I'm actually happily married and I have this. And I go, oh, does it suck when someone just says horrible things about you unprompted and that aren't true, but for their own amusement? And it kind of went over his head a little bit, but he was just like, and I was like, well, I'm way more interested in this person, man. You seem like an okay guy out behind the guise of Mr. Ignorant 69. And
it's just a character I play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm just trying to help the show. And because in
Trying
their
to
mind,
help
that's what they're
the show.
doing. They think they're helping.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, listen.
And,
he
you know
did
what?
give you some content, which is thank you, Mr. Ignorant.
He did help with that. But he gave me his real name and because I was like, can I talk about this on the air? And he's like, no, I could get in trouble where I work.
Oh.
And then he told me where he worked. And I'm like, I own you now. I own you. Because I don't know you jack squat, brother. But honestly, we came to, and I wouldn't do that. I'm not trying to get anybody fired or out anybody, even the biggest jerks in the world. But I have, trust me, crossed my mind.
Yeah, somebody.
We all have those fantasies.
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
have
like, bro,
many
I will
fantasies.
come down where you work and destroy your life.
And you know what? Kyle
But I
on
won't.
on the feedback,
And he's been good.
Brings up a good point, and you could maybe
He's going to troll me now because I talked about him. But
you could maybe talk about this little Rafe as being a comic. Kyle says crowd work TikToks. So meaning if you scroll YouTube or you scroll TikTok, there's always videos, at least in my feed, of a comic talking to the crowd or somebody heckling and a comic kind of roasting this person.
Right.
So that comic thinks, oh, here's me roasting somebody. It's cool. Here's me acting like a badass. I'm going to put this up on social media.
sure.
And the abundance of those, people now think they're allowed to be part of the show.
Right.
I agree. I think we have a hand in this. I tell comics that all the time. I'm like, hey, man, especially ones that put those clips up. Because those are the ones that will be the first ones to come in the green room and be like, God, this crowd won't settle down. They're being rowdy. And I'm like, yeah, man, that's what they think your shows are.
Yeah.
Because all you post online, because comics are protective of their material, which I get, because when people, it's not like writing a hit song. You write a hit song, people want to hear it over and over. You write a hit joke, they want to hear it one time. So it's being protective of your material makes sense, but at the same time, it's like if you're trying to go on social media and 90% of your clips is you owning Heckler, roasting Heckler, then people think, especially people who have never been to comedy shows, not everyone's been to a comedy show. I have people all the time, they're like, oh, this is my first show I've ever been to. They don't know how to behave. They think that's what the show is. It's like, I come, and then I get involved. I say something, and then he owns me.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so comedians have to take a little bit of the onus. I agree with this emailer. Like, we have created a monster a little bit.
Oof.
That now we're mad that monster's running amok.
Well, either, now the crowd thinks they're allowed to participate, or they are yelling so they could maybe have a viral moment.
Yeah.
If you're at a show, just shut up.
Shut the hell up.
Just shut the hell up.
Question. Like, there's parts of my
Unless prompted.
performance where I
to
might ask
participate.
someone, like, hey, I don't do crowd work. I don't care where you work. or where you're from or how long you've been dating. That's not usually my... I might ask a question of the audience or something and ask them to applaud, you know.
Yeah, sure. Sure, but just don't start yelling stuff out.
Yeah.
That's it. What else did I not get to this week? Oh, all right, so the heckler, with Halloween coming up, got me thinking, can you eat the pumpkin you carve into a jack-o'-lantern?
No. I frown upon this. It's been out in the... What?
I don't know. People, I was looking online and people were asking this question. And I was like, I wonder if you can or can't. The answer is no, by the way. Okay. You cannot.
Darn it.
According to food safety experts, you can use a pumpkin as a cooking ingredient or as a decoration, but not both. Pumpkins are a low-acid vegetable, so once they're cut and sit at room temperature, pathogens will grow rapidly on the skin.
Good to know.
We're also not usually following proper food handling procedures when we're carving pumpkins, stuff like washing hands before carving, washing the pumpkin, carving them on clean surfaces, using clean tools. You can eat the pumpkin if you decorate it without cutting it, by drawing or painting a face on the pumpkin instead of carving it. But even then, bigger carving pumpkins aren't ideal for eating since they usually don't have the best flavor or texture. One thing you can do after carving a pumpkin is save the seeds and roast them.
Yeah.
I do enjoy those. Roasted pumpkin seeds? Yep. Pumpkin seeds can be eaten if the seeds were removed while carving and immediately washed and roasted. Or
what do you season your
shredded.
Roasted pumpkin seeds?
The last time we roasted pumpkin seeds, Chef Will over at Rockstar Taco gave me a giant container of their Rockstar dust.
Oh, that is a great idea.
I think everybody that works at Hubbard Radio has Rockstar dust in their pantry.
Like, he gave me a giant thing of it.
He loves it.
That's the winner.
And I put the Chef Will Rockstar Taco Rockstar dust on it.
I need to talk to him because around this time last year, he made these like pumpkin empanadas.
Oh, yeah.
Or pumpkin taco. It was like...
Oh, yeah.
It was so good.
He brought them in.
I need to go down. Probably tonight. That's where I'm going to dinner.
You said it's a great Friday night spot to go.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
That's a cool place down at the Gaslight. Mm-hmm. That's a cool place down on the hill.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chef Will.
We love you.
And Rebecca down there. Get some Rockstar dust. Somebody said Matt Rife's show is basically based on roasting hecklers. Yeah, I don't really know much about this guy, Matt Rife. I know he's like the hottest comic now. Yes, he's handsome. He sold out 2 shows at Stiefel. I don't know about this guy. I don't think I've ever heard any of this guy's jokes.
He's a young guy. He was on Wild and Out with Nick Cannon. He dated Kate Beckinsale when he was 19 years old.
Damn.
What? I'm going to look that up right now.
Kate Beckinsale banged him when he was 19, and she was like in her 40s, I believe.
Well, if people say you look like Matt Rife, do you feel like if you met Kate Beckinsale that you could date
You have
Kate
a shot?
Beckinsale?
Yeah, I guess so.
No, but I would try. Yeah, a lot of his act is crowd work. He just gets up there and talks to the audience, and
and they love it.
That's the clips I always see on socials.
Yeah, I think those are the clips I see on socials too. Is him doing crowd work like that.
Like I've watched. He has like a regular special where he tells what I would call prepared material. It's got millions of views online.
Yeah, listen, I know the guy's very popular right now. Moon, who is not here today, he's out in Vegas. Did he go to the Sphere last night?
He sent us that text. I didn't watch that video. Was he in the Sphere?
I think he was outside the Sphere.
Because he said he got tickets to go see U2 at the Sphere. So he's playing with Goldfinger this weekend. There's a big festival out there in Vegas, which looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
When we were young.
When we were young festival. So he'll be back on Tuesday. But he said he bought tickets to go see U2. He actually did it like before the show.
He was outside of the Sphere last night.
Which looks awesome.
So cool.
He said it felt like Demolition Man. There was a robot talking behind him. There was just some weird stuff.
Man, looks pretty awesome.
It's really
Is that
round.
my watch?
Is it?
Let me see.
It's
Coming at
super
you.
round.
Did somebody send it in? Yep.
They said the name, but I don't know if you want me to say it on the air.
Look at the time on it. See if it stopped.
That's it. That's my watch.
What time was the time say?
We have proof of life. Proof of life of the hostage.
Does it look okay?
No, it's
No, it does not look okay. It doesn't look as bad as I thought.
Can I see it?
But it does look damaged.
Oh, you cannot salvage that.
Dude, I don't know, man. There's some real good
I think you can.
watchmakers that might be able to put Humpty Dumpty back together again.
Use your warranty on that and say, I don't know what happened. It just kind of...
That is my watch. Oh, this poor thing. Why is it orange?
Well, don't look too long. That's not how you want to remember it, you know? Close the coffin lid.
You okay?
It's dead.
Close the coffin lid.
That is my watch.
But the person that was being honest, thank you, person who sent
Thank
this
you.
in, DJ.
Yeah, make sure the watch is in the email more.
Yeah, Rizz's
Oh,
watch.
jeez, yeah.
It's in there. It was already in there.
So
but
what'd your
it's-
wife say when you told her that?
Call me an idiot.
Now our kids aren't going to college. Thank you.
Well,
That's rough, buddy.
You told me how much that watch cost you, and I felt immediately worse for you
Oh, no.
after you said it.
yeah.
Sorry.
$18, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy watch money.
You
Oh,
bought
boy.
the one, you got the other one free, so that worked out.
Well, that was a DJ? What can I give DJ?
A slightly used watch.
Should we autograph a piece of paper? And he could have that for
Yeah.
his house?
No, if he drops it off at the station, I don't know. Give him something nice.
We got stuff in the office.
Give him something nice. If you drop it off at the station, I'll give you something nice.
Why don't we give him a Rizz office price pack, and I'll just gather some things.
If he drops it off at the station, we'll
Yep.
give him tickets to yesterday's Bachman Turner over.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
We were very upset about that as well. We had no idea BTO.
I didn't know BTO was in town.
I'm on there.
My underwear wasn't tingling.
Yeah, that's weird.
Taking care of business. Anyway,
My diapers were, though.
I wanted to say that, since Moon's not here, he was the only person that drove a school bus out of all of us. Bus driver on Long Island has been fired after district leaders said the operator was drinking behind the wheel while kids were on board.
This is the White Claw lady.
I guess you know what kind of alcohol they were drinking.
I feel bad.
I was gonna have the room guess.
I'm sorry. I feel bad for this woman. She's going through chemo. She didn't realize White Claw had alcohol in it. She thought it was like
No
an energy
way.
drink. That's what she said. And this woman looked so in bad shape. This woman,
She didn't know White Claw had alcohol in it.
yes, that's what she said. She feels terrible. I believe her. Actually,
Okay, you do?
I do.
Okay, well, she had picked up kids from the school after dismissal when she was allegedly spotted with the booze. An open alcoholic beverage was seen in the cup holder. So, okay,
Look this one, Scott.
come to think of it. So she just had it in the cup holder.
To be displaying it openly is pretty brazen.
Yeah.
And if you're not a
you may have
drinker,
turned me a little bit.
Look at this poor woman. She is sick.
man.
She's got, and she's upset. This is not somebody who.
Oh, I didn't know what she looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel terrible for this woman.
I didn't know what she looked like.
It's okay.
Really sucked the humor right out of this
Yeah,
bit, didn't
thank
it?
you, Lern.
If you didn't know, yes, this sounds like a nightmare for the
Well,
kids.
so the headline is bus driver terminated after caught drinking while taking a Long Island students home. There were no pictures of her.
Honestly, it's one White Claw.
Yeah.
That's probably got her tuned up to drive better, if anything.
She's going through chemo.
I didn't know that. It didn't say anything.
okay. I'm
The
telling-
article didn't say anything.
I read a different article.
No,
and
I do believe her when she said, I didn't know this booze
I didn't
had
know.
alcohol
Look at
in
her,
it.
man. She just seems like such a genuine. She's so sorry. Like she just, she just couldn't believe it.
Oh, I didn't know she was going through chemo. Damn it,
That's okay.
Lern.
That's okay. I mean, I'm not mad. I just.
Now we have to help this lady find another job.
Yeah, I mean, what a terrible, this poor woman. And the kids, too. I'm sorry that the kids
And dude,
were
if you look in
part
the
of it.
picture, just to make things worse, pull that picture back up, please. Rewind that a little bit to the interview when they cut to the wide. Oh, man, this is going to make everybody feel way worse.
What?
What?
Well,
What?
the bus was behind her, and it's a short bus. Oh. Look back there. It's
That
the
may
short
not-
bus. She's
that-
driving the short bus.
That
dude.
may just be a bus.
They would. That's
It is moving. It looks like
That's a moving bus.
That's her bus.
That could have been the
How
bus.
do you
We
know
don't
that's
know
her
if it was
bus?
that long.
That's the
It was
White
short.
Claw
It didn't
Express.
put in park.
It says White Claw Express down the side.
White Claw.
I
would be on
mean,
that
she
bus.
really went hard on this, dude.
Oh.
It says White Claw Express. It's wine o'clock somewhere. Now I'm starting to go the other way. Now I'm starting to think this
Okay,
lady knew
maybe.
exactly what she was
So,
doing.
Lern, in my defense, again, not knowing she was going through chemo,
I know.
In this article, the driver, not publicly identified, was immediately pulled from the bus and replaced by another operator.
Rightfully so. I mean,
The bus company put out the following statement: the safety of our student riders remains our number one priority, and this is completely unacceptable. The driver has been terminated, and we are now cooperating with law enforcement. Police were notified, but not in time to see the driver with the drink on the bus. No arrests have been made. Police are investigating. Was she arrested?
I don't know, but it sounds like it was all very amicable. Like, it wasn't like she was... I mean, she really thought she was drinking like a normal seltzer, like a Perrier. Like, there's so many brands now where I can understand where if she didn't realize what she was grabbing at the QT... I mean, I know that they're divided alcohol into non-alcoholic beverages, but again, she's going through chemo. This woman has a lot going on in her life. I feel bad for her in that.
Well, here are parents and people in the community reacting.
Here we go.
I think it's crazy, and it needs to be addressed.
Yeah, that's not good. Not at all. You know, especially with kids on the bus.
My daughter's a teacher, and she would never allow that.
That's a regular thing. If he's so blatant with it, it's regular.
I think it's a disaster. I mean, I have a kid that goes on a school bus, and that's pretty scary, yeah.
Absolutely it is. I'm not invalidating
Brendan's
that.
asking, I gotta be the one to ask this question. Lern, would you feel the same about the bus driver if it was a guy?
Yes. What? Why, you think I'm a big feminist? Like, no, I'm all people going through chemo who were unaware of what they were drinking. It's an equal opportunity. I understand. You jerk.
Jared says, Rizz, the fans demand you hire this woman to be the show's official limo driver.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I look at her, I go, oh my God, like, I don't know. And she's so remorseful. Like, she just felt terrible. If she was acting like a crazy person, like, yeah, I drink them 10 times a day.
Dusty on feedback says, yes, White Claws do look like energy drinks.
Like a Celsius.
But they're nowhere near the energy drink section.
I understand
The White Claws are always surrounded by other beers.
Did she ever say where she got it at? Because it could have been at... Does she have a roommate or something?
What if she brought it from home and maybe she drinks those on the weekends and I don't know. You know, maybe she had her Perrier and her...
Well, you know, it's clock somewhere.
That's true.
I'm glad that the kids are okay. I'm glad she was terminated. Obviously, that was the right thing.
Yeah,
But I feel bad for her.
Actually, we found another quote from her that's like, she's like, I've learned my lesson. From now on, I stick to Truly.
Yeah.
Where I know that it's just an energy drink. It's Truly 100% non-alcoholic.
Yes.
So, I think we're all good. Honestly, dude, if you're ever going to have... I know that we don't live in a world where justice can be dispensed equally. But if you're ever going to just turn the other cheek and look the other way, let one slide, this is the one, right?
Is the one.
Yeah.
She feels...
You know what also looks
Put
like...
her back in the bus.
Yeah.
You know what also looks like it
sober
could
up.
be mistaken? Twisted tea.
There you go. Right.
High noon.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about... People get all up in arms about cannabis looking like candies that kids can eat, and maybe that's true to some extent. What about this? What about the seltzer brands? They all look like they can be alcoholic or non-alcoholic, and nobody's saying a word about that.
I've actually had that problem out, as a non-drinker, on the wagon, if you will. I've had, because some places have like CBD seltzers that are just NA seltzers.
Yeah.
They're just like nice little watermelon flavored, but it's real hard to tell. I got to look, I've almost been fooled before. Where I'm like, bartender didn't know, and I'm like, do you have any NA? And like, I got this seltzer, and I'm like, all right. And then they crack it and hand it to me, and it's 6% alcohol.
Oh,
damn.
boy.
And I'm like,
oh boy.
Oh, I thought you just wanted CBD in it. And I go, no. NA means not alcohol.
Yeah.
Not everybody's always looking out for you.
That's a bummer.
Dusty on Twitter says, who's the one that got the watch? DJ?
Yeah, he said he's 5 minutes from the station.
He stopped on the highway and got the watch for you. Can we acknowledge that? Yeah, I mean, you put your life on the line. That was...
Thank you.
You didn't have to, but
you didn't have to.
Very sweet. And crazy.
Crazy.
You crazy
Even
bastard.
though the guy whose watch it was like, it's gone. I'm not going to stop on the highway at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wait, this guy's coming to the show now?
He said 5 minutes from station. I don't know if that means he lives 5 minutes from here or if he is 5 minutes from here.
Well, nobody could get... nobody's
can
here.
come in
Nobody
yet.
come in.
Yeah.
Tell him after 8:30 we'll put something at the front desk for him.
You just got to look at the time on the watch so you could...
Yeah.
Right.
Ah, man, this can be tough.
So the story goes yesterday. If you didn't hear yesterday's show, I stuck my arm out the window. I was on my way into work, and I guess I didn't tighten one of the links when I kind of resized the watch for my arm, and the watch just fell off my arm.
Oh, man.
That's why I don't wear
Sorry,
watches.
man.
That happens to all of my... I have very thick wrists, and over time, I bend the pin. Like, I won't know that I've had so many watches just fall off my wrist in the middle of the day.
That's the first time.
Known.
You do have thick wrists. Now that I'm looking at your wrist.
My wrists are dainty.
Give me that wrist. Come here.
Oh, by the way, Casey says she read the story about the bus driver with the White Claw. She says she grabbed the White Claw from her sister's fridge where they normally keep the NA seltzers.
See, this is you got to have grace, man.
Yeah.
You
I
gotta,
have grace.
Not you, everyone. Okay, like this is.
I got grace.
We talk a lot about failures and idiots on this show. And
You want grace?
This woman does not deserve.
Oh,
that
we have
So
a
it's
whole
one as well that's interesting.
we have a whole section of people who are failures, and that's coming up.
Coming up.
That's coming up today. Oh, and there are a lot. There are. All right, before we get to the Craigslist Freak of the Week, and we got to crown a winner. We're in the quarterfinals of the Freak of the Year playoffs. Normal or nope? I'm going to read you a statement. You tell us if you think it's a normal thing to do or nope. Do you pack random things you might use to survive if your plane crashes on an island?
No.
Tweezers, lighter.
No.
So if you're going somewhere, do you pack random things that you might use to survive?
I mean, see, I want to, but a lot of my stuff, the last time I had one of those little fire starters and they deemed that dangerous, so they took that out. They don't like you to have much survival gear, and it's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
All right, what about this? While washing your hands, do you rinse your hands before you put soap on them?
No.
You soap first.
I soap first.
So you soap dry.
I go.
Yeah.
You dry
I
soap.
dry dog it. Yep.
Yeah, you put. Yeah, I do the same.
I
And
do
then
the
you-
soap, and I start doing it, and then I do it under, and then
I wet
Don't you
hands
put the
first
soap on?
and then soap.
Same.
Don't you do the soap and then you put your hand under there with the soap there and then you mix it in?
Yeah.
That's what I do.
dry soap.
I
Soap it
wet,
underwater.
soap, rinse.
Soap, wet, and soap, and then rinse.
Oh, I don't do the rub
But you do
before
wet
the water
it.
though.
You don't just rub liquid soap all
No.
over your hands dry.
No, of course not. But he's talking about before you get the soap. Do you put your hands under the water, or do you just go straight to the soap?
Yeah, I use the exact same protocol as toothbrush. Wet, apply, brush.
Okay.
That's
Rinse.
the wrong
Yeah.
way though, because
I'm-
it's squirt water then rub.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the right way.
But if you squirt, you've immediately diluted it. As soon as you put the soap on, you put the soap on and then you spray water on it. You've diluted it
Well,
before
you're-
you've scrubbed. That makes no sense. That makes no
It's
sense.
still a glob.
You're
We
living
should
in
all
an
go
insane
wash our
world.
hands because I feel like I do it correctly.
Normal or nope, I tell my dog or cat when I'll be back as soon as I'm leaving.
Yes, and let me say this. I follow a lot of animal communicators, and so your animals know if, like when you leave, like Clover, if I leave, she'll bring Pink Mouse to the door, and it's really sad, and she'll yowl until I come home. And then, but if I tell her, hey, I'm going to be back, she doesn't do it. Riddle me this.
Dogs have no concept of time.
Okay.
I don't know about cats. I can only speak of dogs.
I have one that's really good at. She's a watchdog. She's good at keeping time, but outside that,
What time do you want the watch to be delivered? Sorry to interrupt. I'm handling business over here.
Special ops
for
is
you.
happening right here.
I'm your personal taskmaster.
I mean,
right
after
now.
8:30 when
After 8:30.
When the lobby's
Jody's
open.
up front.
Yeah.
He said he's working 5 minutes away, so I said after 8:30.
And listen, I appreciate it.
that's awesome, man.
Very sweet. We're going to get you something real nice, DJ, during the commercial break.
Yeah, we'll get him something. Well, we'll get him something nice.
Don't you worry
Get him
about it.
something
I got
nice.
a caramel apple for him as well.
Oh yeah, it's got a whole bunch of happy apples.
You're going to
Okay.
get an
Yeah,
advanced
that's
copy of Rizz's book.
Yep.
the
Rizz's
manuscript.
memoir.
Ooh,
Yep,
that's good.
I'm going to actually dedicate the book to you. When grocery shopping, I never take the first item off the shelf. I always take the one behind it.
Yep.
Yep.
I do that too.
Why are we this way?
I don't know. My buddy brought that to my attention probably 25 years ago, and I've done it ever since.
Because they restock the fresher stuff in the back.
Yeah, that, and then also it's not been tampered with.
That's right.
It's-
Less hands,
But if I was going to tamper,
That's the one to do.
I'd tamper the one behind.
Yeah.
because everybody thinks I'm going to tamper the one
right.
up front. Ah,
I just do it because I've worked at retail. Like I worked at a gas station. I've worked at a few retail places, stocking shelves, and I know that that's they put the closest to expire stuff in the front. They want to sell.
Oh yeah, of course. I used to work at a grocery store too.
Got to go deep on the milk, dude.
I loved when they said, "Scott, go block the aisles," which would mean move all the stuff that was taken forward so everything looks full.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody who's like an OCD type that just likes things neat. Oh man, I love doing that.
Me too.
Chew on, normal or nope, but chew on hangnails. I bite off for a second before I spit them out.
Yeah, when I used to bite my nails, I would do that.
It depends if you're in
Hangnail,
a
so on a
pinch.
hangnail.
If I'm in a pinch, I guess, but I prefer not to because ugh. Anytime you
gross.
get that little
It's
blood,
gross.
Yeah, no.
It's
Did it
gross,
since
but
I
I
was a
do.
kid.
I do it.
Yep.
I do it.
Did what since you were a kid?
Chew on your hangnail for a second before you spit it out.
Oh yeah. I can't not mess with a hangnail once I have it.
I know.
Yeah, once you bite it off,
I rip it out and then
you chew on it?
How many times have you like ripped it out like in a public setting and then just see the blood start to pool
start
on
to
the
pool
side
out.
of your
Yeah,
finger
yeah.
and you're trying to play it off and like grab a napkin?
Yeah.
Because you just look like a barbarian.
No, I'm just talking about chewing it.
Yeah, like you
Like
actually
you bite it off, you bite off a piece of the skin on the side of your finger, and then you chew it, and then you spit it out.
We're grotesque.
Oh, no, I don't do that.
Man.
We do.
I get rid of the evidence.
I don't want that stuck between my teeth.
Ever since COVID happened, I like stopped putting my fingers in my mouth because it's so disgusting. Anyway, now car, home, and office, I have a complete manicure kit. So I don't. In
That's
the event of a
actually
hangnail,
smart.
it is, and you can use things as weapons if needed.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, I like orange pulp. I don't know if I like skin pulp.
When I lock my car, I click the remote 2 or 3 times to make sure it's locked.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like how it sounds.
Yep. If I drop an animal-shaped snack, maybe a goldfish, I throw away another so it's not lonely. No.
Wow, you got
What?
you got a lot of money.
No.
for doing
I'm sorry,
that.
somebody's roasting me on the chat, and I was reading
If I drop an animal-shaped snack, let's say it's like a goldfish or an animal cracker, I throw another one away so it's not lonely.
No, but that's cute, and I might start.
Well, I'll eat it.
No,
Why don't you just eat it and kill it
I
that
don't
way?
do that. No, there's no way I do that.
I'll
Why is
kill it
somebody
by
roasting
eating
you?
Because they said, oh my God, you put soap on before water. I definitely chew on my fingernails. I'm just a gross person. I'm sorry. I'm human.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to crown the official Craigslist Freak of the Week. It's time to move an ad on to the semifinals. So 2 ads yesterday went at it in the quarterfinals. It was the number 1 seed Scatatui versus the number 16 seed DeMonica Lewinsky. Good run for both these ads.
Yeah,
I hate to see one go,
it's been fun.
but there was one clear winner.
Big time winner.
The votes have been shut down. And I'm here to tell you that congratulations, the number 1 seed moves on with 74.4% of your vote, moving on to the semifinals. Scatatui.
Experimental dinner, woman for man, 48 years old, Toronto. I've been a chef for 20 years here in Toronto. I've crafted some of the best menus in town. I'm now uninspired, and I'm finding traditional meals boring. Looking for an adventurous culinary guinea pig. I will host at my home because I have a pro kitchen. This will be a 10-course meal with wine. Our mouths will water together once we bite into this wild experimental menu. Instead of the usual proteins, I'll be using meats, spices, and vegetables that have the same taste and textures of human waste. There will be a course that will smell like old roadkill. This is not for the weak-stomached. All of the courses will be paired perfectly with a very expensive wine. There will be a dress code. You and I will not be wearing much. I'll put it that way. I also expect a romantic moment for a dessert. No condom needed. You must be chubby, so I know you're a good eater. P.S. Want to try my special ice cream?
All right, Scatatui. Moving on to the next round. So Scatatui will face off against Lady Kaka or Pooter McGavin.
Okay.
But next week in the quarterfinals, it's Super Smash Brothers versus Craig Berube. Oh man.
Be a fun one.
So Lady Kaka, Pooter McGavin, and Scatatui are all
On the same side of the bracket.
sensing a theme on that
Yeah.
side of the bracket.
Yeah.
Somebody said the White Claw woman has a GoFundMe set up.
Yeah.
Well, she lost her job. She's going through medical emergency.
Someone also messaged me, ain't no laws when you're drinking the claws.
Yeah.
I said, yeah.
True, that's legal.
She had Freebird playing while she was driving the bus.
Oh, man. I feel terrible.
Yeah.
I do too.
I thought it was cool. Her bar that she goes to, they raise a lot of money for her.
It's not like this woman has never drank. Let's be honest. Like, I mean, she probably has partied before.
Well,
but
she didn't know
not
there was
there.
Someone
Making
said
her
that
feel
chemo can kill your taste buds.
Yeah, so
There
you
you
don't
go.
Can't taste the alcohol.
See,
And
I don't know,
also,
so-
dude, my mom thought LaCroix had liquor in it for a long time.
there you go.
Well,
Like
it's
She got-
French.
She got trashed on it a lot.
No, I'm just saying, like, everyone's like, oh, someone emailed, like, adults know White Claw. And I'm like, no, alcoholics know White Claw.
Well, and this
Not
woman's
all
going-
adults are paying that close of attention.
Yeah, and if you don't know what White Claw is.
Yeah, it just looks like a. It looks
happy
like
little can.
it looks like Topo Chico in a can or something, you know.
And Topo Chico has an alcoholic version. As
It
well.
does?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it
just
There you
looking at her, clearly she's going through the chemo and has lost her hair. And she was crying like that.
Yeah, she loved her job probably. You know, she loved those kids.
Let's give her tickets to Metallica.
She
Yeah,
wants to go to
for sure.
Metallica.
Let's fly her in and bring her to Metallica.
All right, your Team Rizz Member of the Day is brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, proud sponsor of Team Rizz. Visit hotshotsnet.com/Team Rizz. From Edwardsville, Illinois, Brian Cardwell is our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Brian has been both a Rizz Show and point listener since the very beginning. He loves the early morning banter at the beginning of the show, appreciates the connection the Rizz Show has with its listeners. Brian is a fan of my firmness on
Oh, your firmness. Like tofu.
on my beliefs. Loves
firm,
Moon's thoughts. King Scott's dad jokes. Loves 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He gives the show 3 out of 5.
Nice.
Not 3 and 5 the game. Okay, I get it.
It's very
Thank you.
confusing.
Thank you, Brian. There was a 3, there was a 5. I got confused. Brian Cardwell from Edwardsville is our Team Rizz Member of the Day.
Evil, baby.
Get set. Super sweet Team Rizz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. Before we hit the break, got to shout out Junkwiser, King of Junk.
Oh, Junkwiser.
Oh.
The sponsor of Rafe's Head this week. And thank you, Junkwiser, for your very generous donation to the Song Society.
Yes, and thank you for being a cool client, very understanding. You didn't get a great read Monday morning when I had the wrong copy in front of me, and I apologize for that. I've tried to make up for it throughout the week, and I hope that you're appreciative because I got an entire basement full of when Tina and I moved in together. My entire existence is in the basement, and it smells like a damp basement now. And at some point, Junkwiser's coming to get all that stuff.
It's all White Claw cans.
Yep.
Yep, it's all
You got to get all the White Claw cans out of there.
White Claw NA. And hey, let's face it, when someone first grabs your junk, it's a tense moment. Am I right, guys? You think to yourself, am I ready to go all the way? I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready, but let Junkwiser ease you into it. Once Junkwiser gets their hands on your junk, guys, you'll be screaming, oh, Junkwiser! Oh.
Thanks for hauling it away.
Oh, my God. Thank you for hauling that away, Junkwiser. But Junkwiser will hook you up. Call 314-260-7110 or visit junkwiser.com to book. They're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're locally owned, and they will do next day junk pickup.
Well, thank you, Junkwiser. Appreciate
I
it.
need my junk grabbed now.
And again, your donation to Song Society is much appreciated. And next week we'll have, I know, my head sponsored.
My head sponsor. I'm so excited for
Your
my
head sponsors
sponsor.
next week?
Yeah.
I think we all got them.
Yeah.
I think we got a 5-head spot. We got a 5-head next
You
week.
got a head? You got a sponsor
I didn't know
for your
that.
head?
I saw that it was, I think it's 4.
Oh, 4 heads.
Yeah.
I got an extra hat if you
Thank
want
you.
one.
All right, if you want to get your sponsor or your company, your logo, whatever, on our head, just email us, RizShow1057thepoint.com. All right, Crab on Celebrities after the break at 7:17. It's Friday. First look at the traffic and weather. Learn coming at you.
Brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. NASCAR weekend at WWT Raceway is, excuse me. I have old copy in front of me right now. Go to Worldwide Technology Raceway for all of the racing in 2024.
Everything's going great this morning, guys.
It's the
Flawless.
NASCAR coming back. It's in June. You're going to want to be there. Worldwide Technology Raceway is incredible. Northbound 55 at Highway A, an accident is reported there. Also, a stalled vehicle eastbound 44 before Bulls Avenue. The right lane is closed. Your weather today, 71. It's going to be gorgeous out. The sun's kind of coming up now. It looks like a damn Eagles cover out there. Right now, 51. And your point weather is brought to you by CarX Tire and Auto.
All right, Lern, what do we got next?
Ronnie Radke scrubs his socials. Who did Brittany have a 2-week grind fest with after JT? Your uncle Alice Cooper gives you his top horror movies to watch this weekend and the best Martin Scorsese movies of all time. All that and more.
And why it's Goodfellas.
You might want to have a seat.
Oh, no. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. No way. If it's not Goodfellas.
You're going to riot?
Yeah. Something's being stormed. I don't know what. I'm going to storm something.
You need to take a beta blocker or something because.
No way. Okay, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays. We got the porno birthday. All that and more next in your Grab on Celebrity. Stay there. All right, welcome back to the program. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams. 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails. Rizz Show, 1057thepoint.com. Friday Fail Stories coming up. Rafe's In Memoriam coming up. We'll give away that VIP Metallica experience at the High Point on Saturday, November 4th. I believe today's contestant for Metallica Trivia will be putting his phone number on the line.
He offered this.
He offered this. He offered it. You wanted this. And so Lern today did the questions all herself.
Yeah. And you said...
Rafe, I'm telling you, Scott, this is like out of 10, difficulty, a 9.
A 9.
To me.
Uh-oh.
Whoa. But this guy, he's almost been perfect, he said.
Well, and he also, because he said, I'll give my number out and he's playing hardball, we are going to bend a bit. Instead of 7, we're going to allow him to just get 5 points.
Okay, it's hard, dude. It's
hard.
You don't think so, Scott? I mean, this is not a good idea.
Have you, did you take a look at these?
Just take a look at the questions. They're impossible.
Yeah.
They're not impossible. If you follow Metallica and you have followed them for the...
Closely. If you follow Metallica closely.
Then you know what's up with them.
Why are you... all these are just Guns N' Roses questions.
So this would be for a pair of VIP tickets for the Metallica experience taking over the High Point Saturday, November 4th, the same weekend that Metallica's in town playing those 2 shows at the Dome. Walk the red carpet, join Cinema St. Louis that Saturday for 3 awesome Metallica concert films. So we got that. If we got time, we'll give away some Pete Davidson tickets.
Sold out.
You know, I was thinking the guy that found my watch.
Uh-huh.
I'll give him a pair of Pete Davidson tickets.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
I like that idea.
Did he risk his life?
He did.
Like stopping on the side of the road to get my watch?
Very sweet, but
or
also
is he a
silly.
highway guy?
I think he might be a highway guy.
All right, because man.
He said the orange on your watch was the reflection of his orange shirt.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Which made me think he might be like a MODOK guy or something.
Okay.
All right, that makes sense.
Could be wrong.
What if he's the... You know how they take prisoners out and they like clean up the highway?
I don't care who it is. He found my watch.
What if this guy works for a prison?
You just see the van pull up here.
Yeah.
There's like security guards have to walk him up to get.
He found my
tickets
watch, and now it's busted. It's in pieces.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. watch. I don't know if that thing's getting fixed, but to have it, I guess.
There you go.
It's a story.
Again, warranty. He'll take care of it. Don't worry.
You go.
Rafe, when your kid was growing up, what kind of music was he into? Was he into the same music you're into?
No. I wouldn't say that. I remember vividly the first music he asked me for, and I remember making a mental note of it of like, will this hold up? Like, we're going to have this conversation years down the line.
Yeah.
I remember the first, like, CD that he's, like, wanted it for Christmas. Or, like, the first music he asked me to buy him. And it was the All-American Rejects.
Aw.
Oh, okay.
The middle.
That holds up.
Good. Okay.
Holds up.
Yeah.
It holds up. They're still around.
But at the time, they were brand new.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this something he'll look back on and be like, yeah, I really wanted that One Direction album when I was,
Well, you know what's funny?
They hold up.
Because my son always has an earbud in his ear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's always listening to something. Somebody asked me, hey, what is your kid into? And I'm like, oh, yeah, he's into what I'm into. Yeah, he's probably listening to AC/DC right now. He's probably got Alice in Chains on. Because that's what I play in the car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wrong. My wife told me that my boy is scared to tell me he likes hip-hop.
Why would he be afraid? You
I
like
don't know.
hip-hop?
I don't know.
That's hilarious.
This poor kid. That's awesome.
Yeah. What kind of hip hop is it?
I don't know.
Cheesy or?
I just found this out like 2 days ago.
Okay.
Really, like,
I don't know. I don't know.
You need to find out.
Yeah.
I'm interested because my nephew, or my oldest nephew, he's 17 now, which is crazy. Yesterday, he is into all sorts of they come from the most Catholic family. Like they do not cuss. Like all this, and this kid is listening to the filthiest stuff, and I love it.
I don't know. I don't know. And I think what my wife kind of said to me was he was afraid of disappointing you.
Wow.
Which breaks my heart.
Well, and you work for an alternative rock station, so maybe he doesn't like Alice in Chains, which breaks my heart too. But
when I'm in the car, I listen to what I like, and I'm assuming that, and I was wrong. I thought it imprinted onto the kids.
Yeah, but
it did.
It did, and I guarantee it. There will be a time where he's into some of the current stuff now because it relates with the kids. He gets to talk about stuff at school and all this, and then he'll get to adulthood and he'll hear one of those songs like, "Man, I forgot how good that."
Yeah, and
exactly right.
I'm sure he's listening to what the other kids are listening to at school, and they're
you
into
get to talk, you get that fun.
Like I hear some of the music, they'll in the hockey locker room, they'll like wheel a big speaker, and I hear what's going on in there. Like I could hear what's coming out of there. That's probably
the
what
latest
he's into.
Harry Connick Jr. album or something. Just
one day he will listen to Dirt in its entirety on his own when he's in college, and he will be like, "God, Dad was right." And he'll have that because I had that with a lot of bands that my parents raised me. I was raised on classic rock, and so, when my dad was listening like Charlie Daniels Band, I didn't like it, but now I listen to that and I weep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, but just the fact that he was like, "Man, I don't want to disappoint Dad."
That's cute.
It's nice. That warms my heart a little bit.
How did your wife heard him listening and
he told her.
He told her. Okay, that's sweet.
But he's always got an earbud in, and that's what he's got. He's always got his he's got his own Spotify account, and he's got that he's got that going.
Do you follow him on Spotify? Do you have a Spotify account?
He's under whatever my family plan is.
Oh, then you can go look and see what he's listening to, right? I don't have Spotify.
Oh, I can? I have no idea.
I think so. Like I have Apple Music, and I have some friends of mine on there, and I can go see what like my friends have been listening to, and you can like follow the playlist, or it's a way to be connected socially.
My daughter is the one that has music coming out of her room all the time.
Yeah.
My daughter's more into she likes show tunes, Taylor Swift. She's into pop music, but she's also I'll catch her singing along to Pearl Jam or a classic rock song. When I was her age, like really into music. Like she's 12.
Same.
I was really into it. I was taping songs off the radio onto a cassette tape.
Same. That was so much fun.
Dude,
I was burning CDs.
You can look at Spotify. You can see. I'm looking at my wife's right now. She's got Morbid Angel, Carcass,
So
Obituary,
cool.
Cannibal Corpse.
I knew she was a metalhead.
Yeah. Huh.
I was burning CDs. I was making my mixtapes.
But you had a very, probably, like my spectrum of love for music. It was like Savage Garden to Nirvana to Megadeth to
See, Savage Garden was
Britney
funny.
Spears.
My girlfriend in high school loved them, and I thought they were so annoying, but now you hear their stuff, and you're like, it's great.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
It's nostalgic
yeah,
for sure.
It's weird.
Son, take a seat. We got to talk.
You're a rocker.
No, and in the car, I will play, I like Outkast. I'll listen to the Beastie Boys. Tribe Called Quest will come on.
Right on.
It's all the hip new stuff.
All the hip new stuff, yeah. Did you have what kind of stereo system did you have? I had a boombox with a dual cassette boombox that you could take the sides off that became speakers.
Oh,
yeah.
That was
I think everyone had that in the 90s.
Yeah.
in my bed. Like I had a bed that had a
Three-disc
shelf
changer?
in it. And so I had like surround sound. So when I slept, I had the speakers pointed at me. I had this little single bed with a shelf, and they were pointed at me.
No, my boombox did not have a CD player.
Oh, you had the silver.
No, it was black.
Okay.
It was a black boombox with a dual cassette. So that's how you can make a mixtape. Mm-hmm. And it had two speakers on the side that you could take off if you wanted to.
Or attach.
Or attach and use the handle and take it
So you
around.
carried
Sweet
around
as
the
hell.
playground. Yeah, mine was the kind where it had the two decent-sized speakers, and it had the 3-disc player and 2 cassette.
No, when I
Generic
finally got a Discman, I used the input.
Ah.
The output on the CD. I got a wire, output on the CD player, input on the boombox. So you could play. Oh, I had a little microphone on it too, like a little microphone.
Was this
That was
RCA?
sweet.
What was that?
I don't know the
That's
brand.
legit.
I don't know the brand. Now everybody's got, the Bluetooth speakers.
I know. These kids today will never know
technology
how wired up it was.
They'll never know. All right, today is October 20th. Back in the day, 79 years ago, 1944, during World War II, General Douglas MacArthur kept his word and stepped ashore at Leyte in the Philippines 2.5 years after he said, I shall return. 61 years ago, 1962, Monster Mash by Boris Pickett and the Crypt Keepers hit #1 on the charts. 50 years ago, 1973, the iconic Sydney Opera House opened. It cost $80 million, took 15 years to build. 48 years ago, 1975, the Supreme Court ruled that teachers could spank their pupils after a warning. After a warning.
I never got a warning. I did not know about that legislation.
Yeah, that was
They
not
didn't tell
enacted
me.
in Franklin County in the 90s.
And I got it all the time.
46 years ago, 1977, Leonard Skinner singer Ronnie Van Zant, guitarist Steve Gaines, and his sister backup singer Cassie killed when Skinner's single-engine plane crashed in the swamps of Gillsburg, Mississippi. Very sad. And 12 years ago today, in 2011, Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi was captured and killed by the local rebel militia. I don't know if anybody has ever seen those videos.
No.
You ever see the video
It's
of him
wild,
after he
man.
was captured?
Oh, yeah.
He was hiding in like a storm drain. And, dude, they
It's
did not
brutal.
treat him nicely.
No.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Was that? No, that was not. It kind of looked
When his last words, like, what'd I do to you? Something like that.
something like
wild.
that. Oh, they like sodomized him. They
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I
they
know
were
that part.
brutal. Look up 19. I was kind of like that. I think it was a Sony.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, those are all
1980s boombox. Sony 1980s boombox.
all those old boom boxes are just like they should make a Pixar movie of all the stuff that'll never get bought at the pawn shop. Every pawn shop I go to's got like 250 of those things.
And if you go to
Wall to wall.
Soul Taco, both of them, they have the cool wall where they've taken all those old.
Well, yeah, they turned that into art.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I love that.
I think it was a Sony.
Did you have like anybody that ever had the old school, like pre-90s? I would call late 80s. I believe this term would, I believe it was called a ghetto blaster in the day. That's what it was referred to.
Oh yeah, silver.
Where someone would bring it to school.
Yeah, silver. I didn't have that.
Break dance on cardboard boxes out in front of the school.
Yeah,
Like
when
the
you look
breakdance
like
kids.
like an old Grandmaster Flash video.
Yeah, those things were cool, man.
Yeah, it was kind of that looks familiar like that. That kind of Sony boombox. Yeah, dude, it was awesome. Top of the
Wow.
line.
Those were
top
nice,
of the
man.
line. All right, here's Crap on Celebrities. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your Crap on Celebrities.
And it's brought to you by Bright House Plumbing. Call the best, flush the rest, brighthouseco.com, 636-600-0188. We'll start in the music world. Falling in Reverse's Ronnie Radke has wiped all of his social media clean, save for one dark picture that looks like red water droplets. Now, fans think Radke has purged his social media to tease something big coming for Falling in Reverse. However, he's still using Instagram stories, continuing to document his anger around gender identity, singling out a gender-fluid IG user who wrote that his band was a joke. Radke shared the comment, captioned it with, "Hey bro, we're going to war."
What?
Huh?
This guy is just out there. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like he just wants to start crap to remain relevant.
Yeah.
That's kind of his personality.
Well, they're quite popular, that band.
They are. Pearl Jam's Verses will be released in Dolby Atmos on Apple Music today for its 30th anniversary. Plus, it will be reissued on November 17th on vinyl and cassette. So if you're a Pearl Jam fan, make sure you get involved in the 10 Club because they're going to get a translucent orange 2 LP set and clear cassette, while Target's going to have a clear 1 LP version of Verses at independent retailers. The first solo single from ex-Motley Crue guitarist Mick Mars is going to be out on Halloween. That's exciting. This is the first time he's doing anything like this, and I can't wait to hear what that sounds like.
So it's a solo record?
It's a solo single, so I don't know if it's going to be a full-length record, but we're going to have some just solo Mick Mars coming up, which is going to be really cool. Korn's long-rumored collab with Adidas will finally go on sale on October 27th. Maybe you saw the teaser video yesterday. The collection has Jonathan Davis in a purple Adidas tracksuit that he wore in the 90s. There will be shirts, sweatshirts, shoes. All I can think about is my friend Meg's when Korn came out, and she just started dressing identical to Jonathan Davis, and everybody was trying to like put together their own kind of collection for Korn through Adidas, and it never looked as cool as those guys did on stage. And so now we get that out.
I remember seeing them in '97. I mean, they were. Jonathan Davis had the sequined Adidas tracksuit.
It was cool as hell,
it was cool as hell.
I know.
It was so rad.
And now in 2023, they have an Adidas finally sponsorship.
It's going to be really
Glad
cool.
they didn't rush that.
Universal Music has sued AI startup Anthropic for copyright infringement, saying that its chatbot regurgitates song lyrics without proper clearance. An example from the lawsuit is when a user asks the AI chatbot Claude about the lyrics to the song Roar by Katy Perry, it generates almost the identical copy of the lyrics. And so here come even more lawsuits for AI. In the latest Britney Spears revelations, Justin Timberlake wasn't her first. She lost her virginity when she was a freshman in high school, and then she rebounded from Justin in that drama by having a 2-week grind fest with
Eric Nies from The Grind.
That is incorrect, but good guess. Anybody else? Who was she grinding on for 2 solid weeks?
Eminem.
Good guess, but no.
Ooh, that's a great guess.
Christina Aguilera.
No.
Oh, Fred Durst.
No. Let me give you a demo.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Hot. I believe he's Scottish or Irish actor.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. Grinding on him for 2 solid weeks. Can you imagine? Just put yourself there.
Closing my eyes.
Like Britney Spears. 2000s, yeah. All right. Gwen Stefani is now part of the Hollywood history. On Thursday, she was joined by her sons, and her husband, Blake Shelton, was honored with her very own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It is number 2,764. Here's a little clip of Gwen talking about this honor.
What is happening right now? This is insane. I mean, that's like a powerhouse. Jimmy, Irving, Blake, and everybody here, thank you guys so much for showing up. This is ridiculous. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that this girl right here from Orange County would have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That just doesn't make sense to me.
All right.
We're gonna post the whole video on the blog, and it is.
Did Gavin show up?
No, Gavin was not there. At least he wasn't on camera. But she did give a shout out to her brother Eric Stefani, who was on hand. And she really does go into it. Like, if you know anything about the history of No Doubt,
she wasn't the original singer.
She wasn't, and her brother was the original guy in that band, and he decided to walk away. I think he worked for The Simpsons and had his own career.
Dang.
Yeah, he had a good career. I remember their first single was called "Trapped in a Box."
Trapped in a box. Yeah, it was good, man. If you want Alice Cooper to create a horror movie marathon for you, you might want to take some notes because Uncle Alice Cooper has given you his list. His top 5 favorite horror movies of all time: Alien, The Exorcist, Suspiria. I always mess up saying that. Feast and Evil Dead, but his number 1 horror movie is Salem's Lot.
I
don't think I've ever seen Salem's Slot.
He says Barlow is the best vampire ever.
Salem's Slot?
Yeah. That's in Porno Birthday coming up later.
Salem Slot.
Salem Slot. But yeah, Alice Cooper says those are his top 5 horror movies. New releases in record stores and streaming today. Blink-182 is anticipated one more time as their first album with Tom DeLonge since Neighborhoods. The Rolling Stones' Hackney Diamonds is out. Rival Sons' Lightbringer. Duff McKagan of Guns N' Roses releases his 3rd solo called Lighthouse. And Chris Shiflett of the Foo Fighters releases his 5th solo album, Lost at Sea.
Nice.
In TV news, the Actors Union will not allow members to dress as popular characters from the struck content like Barbie and Wednesday Addams. Instead, the union is saying you better be wearing generalized character costumes like a ghost, a zombie, or a spider for Halloween, which is kind of interesting. Like, they're trying to act like actors can't be dressed up for Halloween in anything that has licensing, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Why? Why is
that? Are they going to get back to talking and stuff? Because this strike is going on for a long time now.
Yeah.
It is. And yes, they are. Under the newly announced Halloween costume rules from SAG-AFTRA, being seen online dressing as popular TV and movie characters is prohibited. But if they're doing it privately with no promotion, they can do it.
Some of this litigation's wild. Even the thing you mentioned earlier about Katy Perry's Roar, I was like, why would AI not be able to share lyrics? I mean, I can go on the internet right now and look up the lyrics to Roar.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Okay, but...
why is it an infringement for AI to be like, here's the lyrics to the song you just put in? It's basically a search engine at that point.
Yeah. Right. Well, I guess if you're using those lyrics to make new material, obviously that's copyright infringement. And I think that's people are asking AI to write songs
in the style
of Roar from Katy Perry.
Okay.
And so and people maybe aren't as smart to double check and make sure they're not blatantly stealing. I don't know. I think it's also user error too. The problem with Jon Stewart on Apple TV Plus will not be returning for a third season. The New York Times reported that Stewart and Apple had disagreements over topics that were covered in the third season, including AI and China, and it just came to an abrupt stop.
Well, so he wanted to talk about AI, he wanted to talk about China, and he worked for Apple, and they were like,
"You're out."
They were like, "We don't want you talking about that stuff." So this ain't gonna work out.
He'll be all right.
What did he expect?
Right.
When he works for a big company.
Well, the company that's made a fortune.
Well, but also, what did they expect? Jon Stewart has no problem walking right up to that line and talking about hard things.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
He
The
seems
show
like
was
a guy that has integrity and is pretty honest, and
which I love him. So
the show was
and I love
marketed
Apple.
that way too. When he came back to Apple, he's like, "No, I don't have corporate. It is on as streaming, no restrictions. I don't have any kind of corporate ties, or I'm not beholden to advertisers. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about." And then Apple's like, well,
yeah.
So
don't talk about them kids in China putting our iPhones together. We don't like that. Don't talk about how many fingerprints are inside of your iPhone for small children. Anyway.
I see him coming to HBO Max because John Oliver throws his overlords under the bus all the time. Because I believe AT&T owns part of HBO Max.
Yeah.
And so much on Last Week Tonight. I mean, he'll call it out. He's like, I know I'm going to get in trouble. They own this company, and he goes straight in, which I love.
Do any of you guys still watch The Daily Show? By chance?
No.
Not since Craig Kilborn.
I'm kind of hoping Michael Costa gets the job because I feel like they ran Roy Wood out of there. And Costa's really funny, man, and he's been guest hosting. It's been really good.
I don't know who that
what
is.
that's worth.
I've met him before. He's come through the studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've opened for him a few times. He's a nice guy.
Okay, and finally, the best Martin Scorsese movies, the top 10 of all time.
I mean, number one's got to be Goodfellas. Seriously, don't be playing with my emotions. Who did this list? Tell me?
No, I'm not going to tell you who did it.
Who did the?
Then number one.
Who did
If that's
this
not number
list?
one, it's got to be.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio did this list.
It should be Gangs of New York, but they're probably going to say The Departed.
The Departed is number 2.
Gang? Is it Gangs of New York?
Goodfellas is number 1. Number 3 is Raging Bull.
She got
Number 4, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh yeah.
Number 5, Casino. Number 6, Taxi Driver. Number 7, Age of Innocence. Number 8, Cape Fear. Number 9, Thai After Hours with King of Comedy. And number 10 is the new movie out today, Killers of the Flower Moon.
So Gangs of New York, not even in the top
Not even
10.
in the top
What about
10.
Aviator? Not even.
Not in the top 10.
Okay, first of all, Casino is Goodfellas in Vegas.
Yes.
Damn near the same movie.
But Gangs of New York was casted beautiful.
No, Gangs of New York was good.
John C. Reilly, come on.
I think it's because Cameron Diaz looked so god awful in Gangs of New York that they were like, we can't.
Cape
can't
Fear. That is a movie.
I didn't know he did.
I did. Yeah. I
Oh
never got
yeah,
it. I've never
that's
seen
De
it.
Niro and Nick Nolte.
Wow.
A young, what's her name?
Nolte's awesome.
Oh, what the hell's
Stoltz?
No, young. The daughter was what the hell?
Juliette Lewis.
Juliette Lewis.
Oh, she's awesome.
Jessica
Yeah.
Lange's in that movie too. Ooh.
Yeah.
He did The
Dang.
Color of Money, too. With Paul Newman and Tom
Oh yeah.
Cruise.
Is that the pool movie?
That was a Scorsese joint.
It was.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I had no clue on that.
All right, this weekend's crappy birthdays today. Happy birthday, John Krasinski. Jim from The Office, he's 44. Snoop Dogg is 52. William Zabka.
My other
Zabka.
twin.
That's Johnny Lawrence in The Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. He's 58.
He's
Vice President Kamala Harris is 59. Viggo Mortensen is 65. Former Cardinal Keith
You
Hernandez
did not know Vigo.
is 70. On Saturday, Doja Cat turns 28. Kane Brown, country singer, is 30. Amber Rose, who is Kanye's ex, is 40. Kim Kardashian, who is Kanye's ex, turns 43.
Interesting.
On
Let's
Let's
Saturday.
keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Steve Lukather from Toto,
Kanye's
is 66, also Kanye's ex. America's Judge, Judge Judy Shineland. On Saturday, she turns how old? That's my girl.
She's 78.
78. Judge Judy,
Yeah.
how old on Saturday?
I'm gonna go.
The best.
I feel bad, Judge.
71.
Sorry,
71.
Judge. I think I went too high.
Judge Judy,
75.
75. Judge Judy turns 81.
Wow, she looked good, man.
Looks awesome,
She looks
man.
good.
She still got it.
On Sunday, Jonathan Lipnicki, who is Lil Ray and Jerry Maguire. How old is Jonathan Lipnicki? Remember the human head weighs 8 pounds?
Yeah. Dog then beef. He got ripped, dude. You ever seen the Lipnicki? Grown Lipnicki?
Shredded.
Lipnicki got like Mamoa shredded, dude.
Yeah. Lipnicki turns 33.
Wow.
On Sunday. Michael Fishman, DJ from the Connors and Roseanne. He turns 42.
Wow.
Jesse Tyler Ferguson, Mitchell from Modern Family, turns 48. Shaggy turns 55. Brian Boitano.
Yeah.
What would Brian Boitano do? He turns 60 on Sunday. Bob Odenkirk turns 61. Jeff Goldblum turns 71. And Doc Brown and Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd on Sunday turns
83.
He's got to be getting up there. I'm going to say 88.
88. Doc Brown.
In honor of the movie.
Doc Brown, my Doc Brown.
Yeah.
101.
101.
That's
No, he's
good.
85.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Because that dude looked old in Taxi. He looked like he was like 60 when Taxi came out.
Today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Artemis Antoine. And today's birthday girl has been in 80 fine films, including At the Mercy of Mistress Jacqueline, Babes in Bondage, Bondage is Our Pleasure, Burnt Buns, Gentlemen Prefer Brats, Lashed in Latex, Seven Bound Beauties, Sore Feelings at the Office, and Who Could Forget a Role in 2003's, just in time for the Halloween holiday, The Pajama Party of Terror and Other Tales. Artemis Antoine is 53 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those were your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Can we get our Metallica contestant on the phone?
Yeah. I'll reach out.
We'll do the Metallica contest, the Metallica quiz, and then Rafe's E Memoriam.
Maybe in memoriam to this guy's phone number by the time it's over.
Yeah, this guy's putting his phone number on the line for Metallica. For the Metallica experience, VIP style, the Metallica Film Fest. All right, so we're out and about this weekend. So join King Scott later on this afternoon from noon to 2. Heavy smoke in St. Peter's.
Yummy. I can't wait for
Grab
lunch
yourself
today.
some lunch. Sign the Rizz Show billboard. Get a Jet Burton bobblehead.
Get the pork steak.
Get
All
the
that
pork
money.
steak.
Yeah. Raise is good. It's awesome.
Make a donation to the Song Society. I'll be out at 9 Mile Garden in Afton from 5 to 7. It's emo night, guys.
I'm excited.
Emo night. 9 Mile Garden, where flavor meets fun. Again, you could sign the billboard. You get that Jeff Burton bobblehead. Make a donation to the Song Society. Meet Cat the dog and bring Cat out there.
Whoa.
Dang. You going to give her like an extra
She's
biscuit?
she's gonna wear eyeliner.
Nice.
It's emo night.
Yeah.
Bring Cat the dog out there with me. It's a place where you could bring dogs. So I'm like, hey, man, I never bring her out.
I'm kind of jealous that you got this event, to be honest. Like, this is tarot card readings and food
Whatever.
and beer.
Whatever. 9 Mile Garden out there from 5 to 7. See Rafe tomorrow from 10 to noon at Together Credit Union in St. Peter's.
That's correct. I'll be there with I got some bobby heads, too, while the supplies last. And I think there's a billboard going to be there tomorrow.
Billboard's going to be there, too.
There you go.
And then join me and a mystery beer tender at the Hot Shots in St. Charles, Saturday night, 6 to 8. I'm out there with Goose Island Hazy Beer Hug.
Is that the
Get
new...
a chance to build sign the billboard, get the bobblehead, and there'll be a mystery beer tender that night with me.
Nice.
I wonder who it's going to be.
It's going to be a pod.
Cat the dog.
Yeah, Cat the dog, yes.
That'll be fun.
That's Hot Shot St. Charles tomorrow from 6 to 8 o'clock.
And Sunday, DBs.
Oh, Sunday
I'll be out
DBs.
there, DBs.
For
So come
football.
on out. It's
I
going
want
to
to
be
give
awesome.
away the celebrity bartender, but it might rhyme with Lane Fretzky. So
Ooh.
Don't put that out there.
might rhyme
I
with
still
that.
think it's Mason Jamoa.
Why did you say Mason Dujamoa?
I don't know what
Mason Dujamoa.
Mason Dujamoa.
I've had a couple White Claws. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah.
All right, so is our contestant on the phone?
Sparks.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the phones here. And Brandon, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
All right, Brandon is a huge Metallica fan. And Brandon would like to go to the Metallica experience VIP style, taking over the iconic High Point Theater, Saturday, November 4th, that same weekend. Metallica's playing Friday at the Dome, Sunday at the Dome. I'm sure you got tickets for both those shows, Brandon?
Correct.
Hell yeah. So if you win these VIP tickets, you'll walk the red carpet, join Cinema St. Louis for 3 awesome Metallica concert films. It's like a Metallica film fest.
You never know who's going to be there.
You never know who's going to be there. I don't know. But maybe Brandon will be there.
Payne Sweatsky.
All right, so Lern, how do you want to do this?
All right, so Brandon, the way that we've been doing this all week long is, each question, there's 5 questions, is worth 2 points if you can just guess the answer outright. Now, if you need the multiple choice, it's 1 point, okay, instead of the 2. However, because it's pretty hard today, these questions, we're going to allow you to only need 5 points instead of the 7 to get the tickets. Okay?
5, yeah, we're going to lower the point threshold. It's, hey.
If I would have kept my big fat mouth closed and not put my phone number up, I would have said you guys are getting soft, but I appreciate that opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah, this is hard. This is hard.
And honestly,
I'm finding this out in real time, and I got to say, I protest.
Well, he said he was going to give his phone number out, so he's giving us a little something. We want to give you a little something for doing that.
Yeah, if you fail this quiz, we give your phone number out. I have your number here, and I'm ready to go.
And the metalheads are angry about this whole contest, so they're going to be sending you all sorts of gross stuff.
Metallica fans in St. Louis hate us.
They do. Yeah, it's okay.
We're just
unfortunately, I'm going to win. So.
Yeah.
We're just trying to give away.
You see the hubris on this man, and you guys are dry. Did you read the email he sent?
How many F words were in the email?
He said he didn't even follow. He said he didn't need to drop F words. We were too dumb to understand him.
He put his phone number on the line. That piqued my interest.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's
the best.
He said, I am 16 for 20 without any options. And I'm 19 for 20 when options were given. Ball's in your court.
Okay, well, here's the ball.
And
Here
you
come
guys
the ball.
dialed it back to a 5.
Here come the balls.
The balls are at a
Rafe,
10.
it's Friday.
Hey, man.
And just so the chat room knows, I side with you guys, whichever way you go. I'm on your team.
I like to call it Friday.
He cannot read. It's all blurry when he looks at the chat.
All right, here we go, Brandon.
All right, so yeah, 5 points, so you could get the options, I guess.
Yep. But you would still get 1 point.
Okay, and you know what? We'll just go.
We're true or false.
We're just going to do it this way. Instead of giving him the answers, you want to give the answers at the end or just as we go?
At the end. At the end?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right, okay. Brandon, hey, we're trusting you. Do not look any of this stuff up.
Yeah, you little jerk. Don't you dare. All right, here we go.
I'm on the road, so hands-free. Couldn't do it if I wanted.
All right, Brandon. In 2012, Metallica opened an art exhibit inspired by their songs in LA. The title of the art exhibit is from one of Metallica's most iconic songs. Which song was the art exhibit named after?
I'm going to need the options.
Okay. Option A, Fuel. Option B, Master of Puppets. Option C, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Or D, Creeping Death.
I'll go D, Creeping Death.
All right. Okay. Number 2, NASA recently used a Metallica song to promote its Artemis lunar missions. Which song was it?
Jeez Louise. I'm going to need the options again.
Okay. Is it option A, Fuel? Option B, The Day That Never Comes? C, Battery? Or D, Fight Fire with Fire?
Let's go Battery.
Number 3, Metallica was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2009, making them the second metal band to be inducted. James Hetfield is quoted saying he felt inadequate receiving the honor. When it was time for Metallica to perform, which other legendary rock star joined them on stage? And there is a caveat here. There were 4 different rock stars that joined them, but if you give me one, you get the points. So you have a 1 in 4 chance here.
Is there no options on that?
There are options. Do you want the options?
Yes, please.
Was it A, Lemmy Kilmister, B, Joan Jett, C, Jimmy Page, or was it D, Anthrax?
I'll go Lemmy.
Okay.
16 for 20.
I am not liking this.
I'm sorry.
Rafe, let's shush. I'm sorry.
4. Who actually inducted Metallica into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2009?
I do know this one, and that was Donnie Thornberry, a.k.a. Flea.
And finally, number 5, What is the name of the screenplay that the band co-wrote and starred in 2013?
I was one of 3 people in the theater. That would be Through the Never.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so just reading back here. So for 3 of these questions, you use the options.
Mm-hmm.
For 2 of the questions, no options.
Right.
So let's go over the answers.
All right, Brandon. In 2012, Metallica opened an art exhibit inspired by their songs in LA. The title of the art exhibit is from one of Metallica's most iconic songs. Which was the song they named the exhibit after? You took the options and said it was Creeping Death. That's incorrect. It was from Master of Puppets.
Okay.
It was called Obey Your Master.
0 points. Okay, so let's do one he got right.
One he got right. Okay. Let's go down to number 4. Who actually inducted Metallica into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? You guessed Flea, and you got the 2 points. That was absolutely correct.
So 2 points.
2 points.
So he's got 2 points
Had
so
to
far.
skip to 4. Not a good sign, Brandon.
Oh, we're gonna go. Yeah, for dramatic purposes
Let's
here.
try it again.
For dramatic purposes.
Okay. You want me to do the last question
Sure.
that he got right as well? Number 5, what was the name of the screenplay that the band co-wrote and starred in from 2013? You were one of 3 people in the theater. You were absolutely correct. Through the Never.
Metallica Through the Never.
And you got 2 points there.
Okay, so you got 4. All you need is 1 point.
1
All
point,
you need.
man.
1 point.
Oh, yeah.
1 point and 2
Dang.
questions left. The 2 you took the options on.
Yes. So number 2, NASA recently used a Metallica song to promote its Artemis lunar missions. Which song was it? You took the options. You guessed Battery. That is incorrect. It was Fuel.
All right, comes down to this.
It comes down to this.
Comes down. So NASA used fuel to promote the Artemis lunar missions.
And I think he has the most points so far of anyone.
He does,
4?
actually.
No, we gave away tickets on Monday.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forget stuff.
Besides that, besides Monday.
Hey, I beat Doug's 2-day total.
Yeah,
I'm
suck
happy
on
with
that,
that.
Doug.
Yes.
Suck on
Sorry,
that.
Doug Boat.
Well,
All right. And finally, Metallica was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2009, making them the second metal band to be inducted. James said that he felt inadequate receiving the honor, and it was time for Metallica to perform. They were joined by 4 different legendary rock stars. You guessed it was Lemmy Kilmister. That was incorrect. It was Jimmy Page, Ron Wood, Joe Perry, and Jeff Beck.
All you had to do was say one of them.
Yeah. 4 points, though.
Hey, it's pretty good.
4
It's
points.
Not
Brandon.
fine, but it's good.
Was that tough? Was that a lot? Was that too much?
I mean, I think I could have guessed one of those right. Fuel was, looking back in hindsight, pretty obvious.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Brandon.
I'm so sorry.
Brandon, whose phone number is 314-283-9960.
Wait a minute. Did you say 314-283-9960?
Yeah.
that is
That's
the
what he
Rizz.
said. I think everybody got it.
Wait. I thought.
Did you write
Are
it
you
down?
sure he's being honest? Because I have 314-283-9960.
Yeah. Rafe?
Which I find odd because it is the Rizz Show crisis hotline.
Oh, my God.
Anytime someone's having a problem or doesn't like something about the show, we want you to feel free to call
Yeah.
Here they
and
come.
complain
Here they
to
come.
314-283-9960. That's the Rizz Show crisis hotline for anybody that's listening. Like Kale in the live chat, who was upset I had to ask a follow-up question while monitoring one of my 10 duties here. And I'm sorry you had to endure that, Kale. We have our counselors on the line at 314-283-9960. Anything you need.
24/7.
24/7.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
All right, Brandon, hang on the line, okay? Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Oh, man.
It was tough.
That was tough.
Yeah.
Man, poor guy.
I threw the
You know, I
through the
clogged
never.
toilet, I'm
The
gonna see
through the never
picture.
one was the gimme.
It was a gimme.
That was the gimme.
I did throw him a bone.
Baby.
on that one.
If
And
you-
when you skipped to 4, I could hear the guy's heart hit his stomach.
Yeah, bump.
When she goes, let me skip to 4. You could hear that old Three Stooges sound like that. Gagoom.
Yeah, I for drama.
That was great. No,
I
it was
wanted
great.
to hit the drum roll, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Build
Yeah,
up
if
the
you could have
tension.
just
Right.
gotten lucky on one of the guesses. We had another guy email in and say that same thing. He'd put his phone number up and that he would take no options and guaranteed an 8.
Dang.
Did he really?
Guys are
Yeah.
so conceited, man. They're like, there's
Yeah.
so much information. There's no way you would know. And we scoured. Like, your questions were
Wow.
Said he's
different
seen
than mine.
Metallica like 20 some odd times.
Well, I don't care how many times you've seen him.
It's tough questions, man.
So
I love
I saw him
Metallica,
50,
dude, and I could
55
not. I'll be
times.
honest. There isn't a single one yet I would have.
55 times. You wouldn't know that, NASA used Fuel as the song for their Artemis lunar landing
If
mission.
you're a space geek and you love Metallica, you will know that.
You know everything Metallica. All right, guys, I think we should regroup. We'll take a break. We'll come back with Rafe's in Memoriam.
R.I.P. to Brandon's phone.
R.I.P. to Brandon's
sorry,
phone.
bud.
Friday Fail Stories coming up. Lern's got sports coming up. Rafe's in Memoriam here in just a moment. So you know fun facts, right? I got some fun facts for you. These are unfun facts.
Okay.
So these are unfun facts.
Those are even better than fun facts.
So facts that are
Keeping you up at
not
night.
fun.
Yeah, those are better.
Not fun. Let me see here. Oh, there are little tiny skin mites that come out at night to have sex on your face.
We know.
Oh, you know that one already?
Yeah. Hit me with something.
20% of office coffee mugs contain fecal matter.
Didn't know that. Okay, I'm disturbed.
Okay. Tired of poop? Too bad. Depending on the brand of toilet paper you use to wipe, the fecal matter can travel through up to 10 layers. So fecal matter can travel through 10 layers of toilet paper.
We're gross,
Well,
man.
good thing I clog my toilets because I just let it rip, Like 20 ply. Here we come.
You're gonna fold up to at least 20 ply. Mm. You guys know why your eyes turn red in a swimming pool, right?
Because of the fecal matter?
Well, it's because of chloramine, which is a chemical which results when chlorine mixes with urine.
Great.
Yep.
So when you come out of the pool and my eyes are red, it's because it's pee-pee.
I think I'm done with public pools. I went in one this summer.
Welcome to the club.
I'm done. I will lay out by them, but I will not partake.
Up until the 1980s, it was widely believed that babies could not feel pain and were operated on without anesthesia.
Wow.
I told you these are unfun facts.
It's Friday, man.
How long?
Until the 80s.
The 1980s?
The 1980s.
Oh, my
Cool.
God.
I was one of those kids then.
I was
That's
born
nice.
in 78.
Yeah.
I had surgery
Wow.
on my ears when I was little.
I mean,
Oh,
I was wide awake
why?
when they took my
I guess
foreskin.
I was born without the ability to hear. So they had to do some stuff. They put tubes and all that. They had to, do a lot of stuff.
Interesting.
No anesthesia.
But I have a cool wire now so I get AM radio
That's
24/7.
All right. Good for you. You want to talk about animals? Let's go animals.
Why are you ruining my day?
Let's talk about animals.
Yeah.
Unfun facts. If a giant panda has twins, she will almost always leave one to die.
Yeah.
Male chicks are often tossed into a grinder as babies because roosters aren't as tasty as hens.
So all the roosters get on Grindr?
Yes. To find other roosters.
That's pretty
Makes
cool.
sense. That actually makes sense.
Yeah.
There's enough vitamin A in a polar bear to kill 52 people.
That's cool.
Our ancestors used to tear open a bear's stomach to eat its contents.
Remember in The Revenant whenever, spoiler
Never
alert.
saw it.
Oh, you've never seen it?
No.
It's cute.
Dude, I saw it in theaters. It's one of those movies I will never watch again because of just how gory it is. But he gets
It's
inside
awesome.
doesn't he get inside of a deer or a bear carcass or a moose
he
or something? He
Does
sleeps
the
in there.
Star Wars thing, man. You got to get warm.
Anyway.
All right, one more. In 1980, the World Health Organization announced that smallpox was officially gone from the globe, eradicated. Natural causes no longer occurred, and all research labs that had samples of the smallpox virus had to destroy them. Specimens were preserved in only two places, the CDC's labs in Atlanta and another high-security facility in Russia. Then 6 vials of smallpox were found in an FDA storeroom.
So very nice of them.
You're smiling.
Whoops.
Great. Whoops.
Whoops.
Oopsie.
Unfun
That's where they
facts.
went. Yes, those were unfun facts. That's right.
My bad.
As the music swells.
As the music swells, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Rafe Williams and this week's E Memoriam.
'Tis time for the E Memoriam, brought to you by Hughes Funeral Alternatives. Discover Aquamation, the natural, gentle, eco-friendly alternative to fire-based cremation. The In Memoriam is a segment, for those of you unfamiliar, where we honor those we lost this week, whether we offended them, upset them with a comment we made, or triggered some sort of unhinged email that nobody asked for nor took the time to read. But we want you to know that we honor you. Similar to the Oscars In Memoriam segment, the In Memoriam segment is for those we lost on the Rizz Show. First up this week, New Orleans Nut Huggers. Home of the Saints. Well, we assume your patron saint is the St. Pauli's beer girl because your entire city smells like a dank gonorrhea-laced bucket of urine. Rizz angered some of the fans of the Big Easy when he reminded them that Bourbon Street is the only place in America where you can get hit by flying beads, vomit, and a used tampon all in the same square foot. And let's talk hurricanes, New Orleans. The liquid embodiment of the city, colorful, strong, and likely to end your marriage if you're not careful. But at least you have your food. Gumbo, jambalaya, beignets, dishes so rich you'll leave the table with the top shelf case of the gout. And your crawfish boils, my God, the boils. Where else can you find a meal that looks, smells, and tastes like it's been fished out of a horse piss-filled aquarium in the basement of a sewage treatment plant? So, New Orleans, we bid you adieu, au revoir, à plus tard, and casse-toi. And that's a hilarious burn if you speak Cajun. Next up, this one's going to hurt. Tim Elwell.
Oh, my husband.
Oh, no.
Not for real, but.
Tim. Ever since Lern, your better half joined our glorious cesspool of a show, you've tuned us out. So, Tim, this In Memoriam is for you. You used to be one of us, man. You were in the trenches with us, laughing at our jokes, throwing in your own zingers out loud in the car on your way to work. Now what? You installed a few solar panels at your house and you think you're better than us? You've traded us for the dulcet tones of NPR and brand of humor. Is our brand of humor too much for your newly refined sensibilities, Timothy? We get it. It must be tough to hear your wife's angelic voice passively aggressively asking you if you left breadcrumbs on the counter at 4:30 a.m. Only to hear that same sweet angel describe in great detail the desire to gobble up a cake fart in her belly during Freak of the Week a mere 2 hours later. Maybe you're enjoying some mellow public radio discussions on the migratory patterns of South American tree frogs, but know this, we're still here, buddy. Serving up real talk to the city of St. Louis like a greasy spoon diner at 3 a.m. and your wife is a sassy waitress, rolling her hips from side to side, serving up dirty jokes to truckers with a Parliament light pressed between her lips and an ash a half a mile long, brother.
Oh, so true.
So goodbye, Tim. This In Memoriam is for you. We love you.
Yeah, I love you, man.
Bye, Tim.
I love you.
May you find peace in the soft, comforting tones of all things considered while we continue to bring the collective IQ of St. Louis down day by day over the airwaves.
Bye, Tim.
Bye, Tim.
Bye, Tim. We love you. Next up, Psychos for Circus Peanuts. Oh, goodbye, Circus Peanut lovers, or as we like to call you, gastronomic masochists. We're finally parting ways. We hurt your feelings this week when we said that the candy circus peanuts are awful. Absolutely disgusting. And we've had enough of you folks who eat these orange peanut monstrosities that don't taste like oranges or peanuts. Eating one is like experiencing a marshmallow's midlife crisis. You gobble this unholy union of rubber and sugar and claim it's candy. What's next? Chewing on drywall for that earthy undertone? These marshmallow imposters are what I imagine they feed clowns in hell. They taste like a rotten plantain had a baby with a dirty dish sponge and neither parent wanted custody. So don't let the door hit you on the way out because, frankly, I'm afraid your unnatural love of these things might be contagious. Moon and Lern already caught it. Me and Rizz and Scott don't want it. So good riddance. While we're on the subject of candy, next up are the steaming pile of Skittle lovers.
Oh, yes.
We lost folks this week when we said Skittles were also disgusting. And let you know that they're all the same flavor. And boy, did some people not like that. Taste the rainbow, you say, as if you're exploring the full spectrum of human emotion and not just munching on a dyed sugar pellet. Honestly, taste the rainbow more like chase the placebo. You claim each color's a different flavor, but they ain't. They ain't. They're only scented and they all lead to the same destination, type 2 diabetes. You think you're Willy Wonka's chosen ones, but you're just playing candy roulette with your pancreas. You're sucking off Eminem's less successful cousin who didn't get a college degree. So farewell, oh lovers of the diabetes disco ball. May your life be as artificially vibrant and short-lived as those completely identical flavors in your cherished bag of Skittles. Keep living that sugar-coated lie. Taste the rainbow, drain the insulin, and don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Next up, Mizzou grads.
Oh, okay.
no.
Whoops. Listen up, graduates of Missouri University, or as we like to call it, the Harvard of the Midwest. Turns out your diploma is about as valuable as a Groupon for a pet psychic, and you are for some reason mad at us about it. We merely reported that your school's rankings have plummeted faster than a lead balloon in a black hole, and I realize with the quality of education you received, you will not understand that reference. So I'll just make it easy and say it in a way you can comprehend. Mizzou bad! Very bad! Sorry to lose you, but bye-bye, Tigers.
Oh, poor Tigers.
It's okay. They're coloring in a coloring book right now. Next up, I can hear my emails going off right now.
Oh, man.
Meteorologists who can't take the heat. The crystal ball gazers of the weather world miffed at us because we said that you only need a 30% accuracy rate to keep your job. But let's be real. A magic 8-ball could give you a run for your money. You call it forecasting. We call it just guessing. Sort of like when we predict that you'll be wrong again. Must be nice to keep your job while being roughly as reliable as a premature ejaculator's pull-out game.
Hey.
Mad that we're raining on your parade? Well, too bad. That's just another shower you couldn't predict correctly. Exit stage left and take your Doppler with you. This is a 100% chance that we won't notice. So bye-bye, meteorologists. And finally, last up, we touched on it a little bit already today, but every soaked pair of panties in a 9-mile radius of the DePere Schnucks.
That's right. R.I.P.
How high is the water, Mama? You know it's 5 feet high and rising. Let's talk about the collective flood warning you all issued when Jason Mamoa graced DePere with his presence. If you all got any wetter, we'd have to hope old man Schnook's first name is Noah and that he built the DePere store at 300 cubits because it's going to take an ark to weather that tidal wave of dissolving panties. Oh, the seismic shift of hormonal tides that rippled through town when Jason Momoa lumbered in was so big that Aquaman himself said that St. Louis is, quote, the wettest state he's ever been to.
Say that, yeah.
End quote. Well, Momoa's not known for being a scholar. Maybe he went to Mizzou, too. Yeah, we know your panties didn't just drop. They practically evaporated, creating a localized weather system of 100% chance of, God damn, he fine! Look, I get it. He is a walking thirst trap. I'd do him. But just remember, all your dampness isn't going to make you as a mermaid. Or Atlantean queen, for those of you that sent emails about that earlier. It just means someone's going to get a little extra laundry to do. So get you some damp rid, air yourselves out, and RIP to all the lingerie we lost in the great panty rapture of 2023. Which brings us to our real RIPs, and we have a few of them this week. 3's company, 2's a crowd, and only Janet remains because we lost Suzanne Summers this week. Known for 3's company and also being the mom on Step by Step, another great TGI
Let's not forget
Friday.
that. I think
It was
that
the best.
I don't think it got mentioned enough. I really don't.
It's lost.
I
to
really
the whole
don't.
Suzanne Summers dot thing.
I agree. She also made $47 billion on a Thigh Master.
Yes.
Which is basically just the thing you squeeze in your palm of your hand to make your hand strong, blown up bigger. So R.I.P. Suzanne. Also R.I.P. Burt Young. Paulie from the Rocky movies.
Yep.
Burt Young, not so young anymore. Burt dead. And added to the list today, Rainey the elephant at the St. Louis Zoo,
Yeah.
who was scared to death by a dog. Very unfortunate accident. Rainey, I hope you're eating real circus peanuts up in heaven and not those bastardized versions I had to say R.I.P. to earlier. And finally, this is a tough one, man. Rizz's watch.
R.I.P. my watch.
Unjustly murdered before its time on the off-ramp of 270. Only for its grisly body to be discovered by a friendly MoDOT worker. We're sorry that we lost you, and we look to have your remains returned to us at 3 p.m. today.
To be properly disposed of.
And that concludes this week's In Memoriam, brought to you by Hughes Funeral Alternatives.
Way to go, Rafe.
Oh, my husband's texted.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-oh.
He says, should I read this?
Sure.
F you guys. I consider myself the listening leader of significant others. Day one listener, F you guys. I love listening to my wife's voice. And then he sent angry Wolf of Wall Street Leo.
Oh,
He's the greatest, man. I love you, Mama.
Hang on.
Your wife told us you didn't listen anymore.
He doesn't listen.
You're not supposed to listen during that time. I mean,
R.I.P. to my marriage.
R.I.P. to
Mono's
Lern's
Next week.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back, and we got your Friday Fail stories. And we end with a good one. Funeral home worker accosts sex doll. That's the headline. All right, folks, time for your Friday Fail story. Yeah, so all these people thought they had the perfect plan, but man,
Wow.
plan went sideways.
Oh, no.
Sure did. And we thank him for that. It became an Uber, an Ultra.
What?
Oh, dare I say
Do it, Rizz.
I'm going to say it.
Do it.
Mega.
Failed.
We would have just held that for like 9 minutes.
Man,
I felt good.
run
My
out of
lungs
air
were
there.
really-
That diagram, I mean, that cleanses.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
It smells good in the room now, but man, that was good.
I
Your
tried not
Friday.
to exploder right before. Boom, and then it just comes out of me, dude. Comes out of me, dude. That's a psychotic clown singing.
Friday Fail story is sponsored by.
Mort's Royce Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Rizz Show.
So last Saturday, police in Florida were looking for a 41-year-old man named Johnny Yates to arrest him for aggravated battery. They got a tip that he was at a residence, so they went there, saw a whiteboard, which had a message written in marker that said, Johnny Yates does not live here.
Okay.
Now, guys, as convincing as that sounds, the police did not leave.
What? But they didn't read the sign?
A person was seen leaving the home, and the cops asked if they knew where Johnny was. They said, yeah, he's inside with some other people.
He's having a party.
The police yelled for Johnny to come out. He didn't, so they tried smoking him out before finally bringing in the canines. The dogs sniffed Johnny out. He was found hiding in a modified chest of drawers. Johnny arrested along with 4 other people at the house who did not cooperate with the authorities.
Failed.
What does that chest of drawers look like, I wonder?
No, that seems
Very
cool.
interested.
A man was arrested at the Hong Kong International Airport after officials found more than $1 million worth of cocaine stuffed inside the cushions of his motorized wheelchair. So the man who has mobility issues told officers that he was the director of a rental car company and that the wheelchair had been loaned to him by a friend.
Okay, good. I was going to say, it couldn't be his.
Officials became suspicious when they noticed the cushions of the wheelchair had been restitched. That's when they discovered 11 kilos of cocaine.
Wowie.
Failed.
Every
In
time
trouble.
that guy sat down, just like a poof of like dust,
He
white
toots.
cloud.
Just toots.
Yeah.
Speaking of That's Not My Wheelchair, a 47-year-old guy was arrested on drug charges in Santa Rosa County, Florida, after finding meth in his shorts. So cops found not only meth, but a cut straw, 2 burnt pieces of tinfoil, which field tested positive for fentanyl. The guy's response after being busted was, quote, "These aren't my pants."
I feel bad for these folks, man.
Unbelievably, the cops didn't buy it. The guy arrested and taken to Santa Rosa County Fail Jail.
Poor guy.
Failed.
You got to be careful where you borrow your pants from, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, a flight from Panama to Florida was diverted after an adult diaper was mistaken for a bomb.
Well, Sometimes they are bombs.
On Friday, the Copa Airlines flight was heading to Tampa when the crew got word of a suspicious item in one of the restrooms. The plane returned to Panama City and parked in an isolated part of the airport while 144 passengers got off. Airport security said, we had it on a secure runway where police, special explosive canine units, and special forces examined the object. And it was found to be an adult diaper, ruling out any risk. Oops.
Failed.
Special forces.
Shout out to that person wearing a diaper, right? I mean, there's been so many incidents on planes with people losing their bowels. Like, this person came prepared.
Two, this is one. Two, this is one. Eyes on target. Eyes on target. It's like SEAL Team 6 came in to examine a diaper, which is hilarious.
Walk up and smell it.
Whoops.
The Hurt Locker.
An Evansville man is being held in the Vanderburgh County Jail without bond after police say they caught him using an ID of a man who passed away years ago. So last Saturday night, an Evansville police officer says he spotted a blue Mitsubishi Eclipse that had a license plate that belonged to a red 1972 Cadillac. So the officer reportedly pulled over the driver, later identified as 49-year-old Ronald Ward Jr. at a gas station. Ronald handed over a driver's license that clearly did not match and said his name was Doug. Police said the driver's license belonged to Douglas Williams, a man who passed away back in 2019. When asked why he gave a fake name, Ronald said, I didn't. I wasn't going to. I just had that in my pocket, and I pulled it out. I was just messing with you because I figured who knew who I was.
Right.
You guys just pulled me over the other night in the car because the plate and everything. What?
What?
According to
makes sense, yeah.
According to police, Ronald handed over his actual driver's license and admitted it was suspended around 20 years ago. Ronald is known as a habitual traffic violator for life.
That's a cool thing to be known as.
He was arrested on several charges, including identity deception, operating while HTV, habitual traffic violator for life, and false identity statement.
Failed.
Now, there's no good place to have a standoff with police, but there are certainly undesirable ones. Police in Canada were responding to a shots fired call on Wednesday when they saw an armed man enter a porta potty along the side of the road. The suspect refused to leave the porta potty, and the police called in a tactical team. Finally, after a 20-minute standoff, the man emerged. It sounds like he was just hiding in there, not taking care of any other business. Police demanded that the guy drop his weapon, but he wouldn't comply. A witness says the man got about 30 feet before he was shot by an officer, then taken to a hospital. No official word on his condition, but a witness says he was alive as he was being placed into the ambulance. Since this is an officer-involved shooting, the authorities are investigating. I don't know if anybody was hurt prior to the porta-potty standoff, but...
Failed.
Do you think that if you were in the porta-potty doing a thing, and, you know, you got chased by the cops, and so they're outside, and, like, let's say you're actually using the porta-potty, do you think, like, and I don't even know how this goes, like, do you communicate, I'm actually in here doing my business? Do they wait to pull you out?
Because I saw recently a guy was wanted on a warrant, and they caught him at a Walmart, and he was in the bathroom on the toilet, and they pulled him off the toilet.
Oh, okay.
Golly.
Interesting. I didn't know what the protocol was.
Let me wipe you, buddy.
Cops in Poland busted a thief who would stay late in shopping malls and then steal after everybody was gone. So apparently this guy did it a bunch of different times, was finally caught after cops figured out what he was doing. He was pretending to be a mannequin in a store window. The cops actually put out a picture of him doing it. He's standing still with an outstretched arm holding a shopping bag in front of a row of mannequins behind glass at a shopping
That's terrifying.
at a clothing store.
Wow.
When the mall closed, he went hunting for stuff to steal. His luck ran out when he was spotted and captured by mall security. He's looking at up to 10 years in prison.
Failed.
The old Kim Cattrall mannequin crime.
What are you doing in your life where it
is?
gets to that point?
Was she in that movie?
Yeah, she was the mannequin.
God, that movie was on Comedy Central so much when I was a kid. Back when they only had like the rights to 6 movies.
Yeah.
It was Jim Carrey's Once Bitten, Mannequin.
That's right. Was that with Jeff Goldblum too?
Born in East L.A. with Cheech.
Was Jeff Goldblum in Once
It was
Bitten?
the dude from, it was your quintessential, and what's the
Jim
80s guy's
Carrey.
name? He was
Andrew
in like
McCarthy.
Weird Science, Andy McCarthy. He was like a quintessential
Yeah.
80s actor. Weekend at Bernie's. The other movie was on Comedy Central a lot.
A man operating a farm vehicle in Pennsylvania was arrested and accused of driving under the influence just 17 minutes after he was released from custody for the very same thing. Lesson not learned.
Yeah.
The 49-year-old driver was first taken into custody on the evening of September 16th after Pennsylvania State Police said he tried to flee the scene of a crash in a 1974 International Harvester 4000 series. That's
a nice one.
That's a nice one. According to the crash report, the tractor and a 2011 Toyota RAV4 were at a stop sign when the farm vehicle backed into the SUV and then tried to leave the area. The driver of the RAV4 followed him, honking to try to get the tractor's, the operator's attention. The driver of the tractor later admitted to police that he'd been drinking before getting behind the wheel. Authorities said the suspect was arrested, processed, released, but he didn't give officers too much time to miss him. 17 minutes after being released from custody, he was found to be operating the tractor again on the roadway and placed into custody for a second DUI.
I think this is a Joe Diffie song, if I remember right.
Nobody inside the RAV4, by the way, including a 2-year-old, were hurt. The vehicle did have moderate damage to the front end, according to the incident report.
Failed.
All right, 2 more for you. If you see a van a-rockin' and decide to go a-knockin', you pretty much know what to expect, right? Or do you? Last week, a cop in northern Arkansas saw a car parked outside a storage facility that's been broken into more than 50 times in the last 2 years. It was 12:45 in the morning, so he decided to investigate. When he got closer, he noticed the car rocking back and forth. And then he looked inside and saw a 55-year-old man getting it on with a stuffed animal.
Okay.
Now, the police report didn't go into more detail, so I don't know what type of stuffed animal it was.
Oh, let's guess.
Or exactly what he was doing. The guy's name is Theodore Morgavan. He was on probation for a previous theft and drug conviction, so that allowed the cops to search his vehicle. They found meth and drug paraphernalia, facing charges for drugs and public indecency.
I hope it's the Pee Wee Herman doll where you could pull a little string back.
I went giraffe.
Oh,
like for whatever
I'm
reason.
thinking of straight up like bear.
Did you? Okay.
Straight up bear. And finally, on the list of things you'd never want to get used to, this is number 1 for most people anyway. I'm sorry. The list of things you'd never want to get used.
Oh.
Not buy used.
Okay.
Not used to, but used. Okay. 41-year-old funeral home worker in Nebraska facing charges after trying to steal a sex doll from somebody's house. His name is Ryan Smith. Cops say he spotted the doll while picking up the remains of somebody who passed away in their home in Omaha this month. He called the property manager and claimed the local sheriff asked him to collect the doll as evidence. But they apparently thought it seemed suspicious and said no. The property manager ended up going to the apartment later, heard noises coming from inside, tried the door, it was locked. They saw Ryan leave the apartment shortly after that and noticed that his clothes were disheveled. It seemed like he'd gotten up to something in there.
Wonder what he got up
Gotten
to.
up to something.
Cops arrested him for burglary, and they say more charges could be added pending DNA tests on the doll.
Failed.
Yeah.
There's our buddy.
Here he is.
Oh, man.
Hi,
Buying a
Lauren.
used sex doll.
This guy had sex with a sex doll of a dead person.
Right.
Jeez.
Well,
And this was an estate sale?
No.
You think he'd
Ryan worked for the funeral home.
Oh, okay.
He went back to so he picked up the remains from the house, saw the sex doll, told the landlord that he had to go back, and then wound up breaking into the place and to have sex with the doll.
Wow.
And if the person's dead, I'd be careful with the sex doll. You never know what it had going on. Cause it to death. Man, that's bad.
Like, that's what you do?
That's what you do. And those.
Is the sex doll going to be at the estate sale? I just want to know.
No. And those are your Friday Tale stories. No,
Can't take advantage of a widow like that, you know?
Yeah, the sex dolls is running the estate sale, actually.
Just sitting out on the front lawn.
Oh, man.
That's right. With the porta potty thing, the porta potty standoff, they just should have tipped over the porta potty.
Yeah, jackass style.
Thank you, Mike. Makes fun of us because I know Moon, myself, and Lern are always eating a banana. Like one of us always has a banana.
Yeah.
You too, King Sky. You always got a banana.
Yeah.
You some banana-eating mofos up in here.
Heck yeah, man.
Potassium's great.
Yeah, you got to get that in you.
Now, do we really need to start doing this, or is this just internet nonsense? There's an article making the rounds that says we should all be washing our bananas, and that's not that's not a euphemism.
Oh,
fellas.
Yeah. No.
It seems pointless unless you're some weirdo who eats the peel. Mm-hmm. But the idea is that any bacteria on the outside could still get on your hands and then into your mouth. So a senior director at something called the International Food Information Council says to wash your bananas under clean running water before you peel them. You don't need to use special veggie wash, just water's fine. But that's not all. She says we should really be washing our avocados too. Yeah. And maybe even more important than washing the bananas. You know, like any type of produce, the outside can get contaminated with bacteria. But the reason they're more important to clean than bananas is because we cut into avocados and the knife could drag some of the bacteria into the part you eat. The same advice holds true for anything with an inedible peel. Things like onions, melons, oranges, pineapples too. Say if you want to be as safe as possible, you should wash all those things. I don't know.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
They travel long distances and get handled by a ton of folks.
You know, also people are gross.
Yeah.
And before, picking out onions at the grocery store, I feel a lot of them.
Yeah.
I touch a lot of things at
And
the
you
grocery
and
store.
you put water on your hands before you go to the soap, so the jig's up.
Yeah, I'm more clean.
Dissipate.
Yeah. We're doing it right.
We're doing it right.
I just wash my hands in the bathroom, and I'm here to say you guys are not doing it
No,
right.
because you already...
You put soap on dry hands.
Yeah.
Think about what you're saying. That's like taking a dry bar of soap, not wetting it, rubbing it on your hands.
Well, that's your first
then
mistake,
putting
bar soap.
No.
My point is, soap was meant to be wetted.
Absolutely.
It's already
it is.
wet.
It's wet, but you will wet it.
And you put water.
We're right.
You have soap in one
Faucet
hand, you get
on.
water in the other, then you do this. You go.
I turn the
And
faucet
then it's
on.
thicker. It's got less of a barrier between
So
your
you
hands.
do add water.
Yes.
On
of
one hand,
course.
and you do this, yeah.
So what's the difference?
No,
So you
at
squirt first.
Next time you go to the bathroom and you're washing your hands, I want you to notice: are you turning the water on, getting the soap, and then going under the soap with the water, or do you go water first, then to the soap, then back under?
Well, I
the
have two
water?
hands. I turn the water on. I get a pump of soap. I wet my left hand, and then I rub them together.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
that's the way. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
Listen, another food news.
Who argues it?
Food
All right,
festivals can be a fun way to go out and experience the culinary offerings in your area. Like, we got some great food festivals in this. I love the Greek Fest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Central West End Greek Fest is always great. What is that, usually Memorial Day weekend?
It's good.
That's great.
Summertime.
But again,
Festival of Nations.
man.
Festival of
Always good.
Nations.
Good food.
Food Fest could be a fun way to go out and experience the different culinary offerings in your area. But this is different. There's a new food festival coming to L.A. It's called Chain Fest, which will feature bites from restaurants like Chili's, Dunkin',
Cute.
Jack in the Box, Panda Express, Pizza Hut, Red Robin, Sonic.
That's awesome.
Drinks will be provided by Pepsi. There's going to be quote-unquote specialty alcoholic drinks from Guinness and Smirnoff and Crown Royal and Captain Morgan. $75 to get in. And if it's slammed and you can't get into every booth, you could use Postmates to get delivery on site. And one of the people behind this concept is BJ Novak from The Office.
That's great.
But it's not a joke. It's not, or like a sarcastic stunt. His business partner is a chef named Tim Hollingsworth, and as part of the event, he's putting his spin on one classic dish from each chain, and that's something you could only get at the festival. I don't know if his creations are the only ones part of the fest, or if the chains will also provide versions of their standard food. The festival is happening in Hollywood the first week of December. 2 days have already sold out. They added another one.
I think it's nice because the local food places seem to get too much attention. It's nice these chains are finally getting a break.
Getting all their money.
Yeah.
No, I think there's room for everyone. And this is cool because I mean, whether you want to admit it or not. Like, I mean, I love supporting local every chance I get, but man, I got my staples in the corporate chain ladder of everything,
Like, we drove past that new Panda Express on Manchester.
Yeah, can't wait for it to open.
And it's open, I think.
It is?
I think so. And I go, oh, a no Panda Express. And my wife goes, gross. I go, okay.
Okay, lady.
Listen here. Yes, we're not talking real, authentic Chinese food, but God, the orange chicken over there.
It's drive-through.
My wife and I, we
we
drove past that a couple of days ago. She goes, who's still eating do you know anyone that goes to Panda Express?
No, but
it's amazing.
I'll go there
they're
on the fly
everywhere
every once in a while.
And they keep growing.
Yeah. I was very surprised to see it opening where it opened, and I go, okay. Like, it's nice to know that whenever I want that orange chicken, I can go get it.
When I was going out to the farm, I'd have to drive through, like, during the week, so I'd go after the show, if something had been on it there. I'd have to drive through Washington, and in Washington, if I hadn't had lunch, there's a Panda. And it was quick, easy, and you just go...
Well, and
they do have veggies, too. You can get veggies
you can
there.
get veggies,
so it's actually not
fortune
too bad.
cookies. And normally it used to be in the mall only. So now we are so lucky.
Now we got standalones.
Yeah, the veggie thing is pretty sweet. Grilled chicken, veg, you're good.
Now, we all have big battles and small battles. And for some people, one of them is having food delivered without onions.
This man right here.
Man, let's talk about it.
So Uber Eats just released a new report which includes a list of the most popular special requests when ordering food for delivery. And the most common request on Uber Eats is no onions. No onions is the most common request on Uber Eats. Dressing on the side is second, followed by ranch, extra soy sauce, spicy, sauce on the side, no lettuce, no jalapenos, extra gravy, no slaw. There are a couple other random details from the report. Overall, the most ordered items are, on Uber Eats, French fries, pad thai, miso soup, and California roll. The most popular delivery combos are burrito bowls with cheese, French fries with salt, chicken sandwiches with shredded lettuce, cheeseburgers with mustard, and wings with ranch. The most unexpected food combos this year, steak with jelly, cottage cheese with mustard, condensed milk with avocado, seaweed with pasta sauce, and butter with pickled onions.
Interesting.
The most frequently paired food and booze, ribeye with vodka, cheeseburger and frozen margarita, chicken and frozen pina colada, lobster tails and apple whiskey, and tamales and daiquiris.
My people.
Some other unique requests this year, special requests. Please fry my chicken very hard, very, very crispy, almost burned. Sauce on everything. I mean, literally drown my food in that amazing nectar.
Wow. These people are almost like romance novels in their descriptions of
How
what
about
they
this
want
one?
to happen.
Make it super, super hot. Damn. Fire spicy. Make me cry hot.
Whoa.
Make me hurt.
Sounds like a
freak of
Craigslist
the
ad.
week, yeah.
I have braces and it's difficult for me to chew. Please chop my salad and all ingredients in small, small pieces. Aww. And finally, put it in a box instead of a circle container. I refuse to eat any food if presented in a circle container.
That's weird.
I like that one.
I'm
that
amazed.
makes more sense.
Like I have whenever I do my grocery store, like when I'm lazy and I'm like, I don't want to go to the grocery store. All I put in the notes is, please use a paper bag because we use those to like do our recycling at home and stuff. And anyway, they never see the notes. So this is amazing that people are even looking at these.
People
notes.
looking at the notes.
They don't. If I get on an ordering app, whether it's Uber, Grubhub, whatever, if the restaurant does not have a no onions button, I just don't even risk it anymore because it's always going to have it.
Yeah.
Either it has to be a dish that does not come with it, or I don't do it. Because if you put it just in the notes for the driver of like no onions allergy,
you have to write
onions,
no onions, I will die. And this, you have to write a good note. No onions, I will die.
I do.
And I will haunt you forever.
Still get them.
Still.
Gosh.
Did you
It's
not
just a
see
thing
the note?
no one cares about. It's a thing that no one cares about. It's like
they're going for speed.
They're in everything too.
Onions?
Yeah, it's just an easy like flavor. It's an easy way to add flavor to something. They're a cheap vegetable. Bam, bam, throw them on. And I get it. I like them. They just tear me apart.
Well, they're also playing the numbers. Like chances are.
Yeah. And I'll pick them off when I can.
Okay with them.
I'm not like a super big baby about it. It's just like sometimes they're in stuff and you can't get them out, or they've been so ingrained. Like by the time you pull the thing apart, the whole thing falls apart.
We got time for a couple emails. RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com.
All right. Let's see. First up, dear Rizzuto Show members. That's us, guys.
That's us.
Hey.
That's
Hey-oo.
Hey.
My name's Lavelle Jenkins. Yeah, you can say my name.
All right, Lavelle.
Born and raised in St. Louis, and I was listening to the podcast where Adam Conover, and he asked what his St. Louis had that no other city has for food, and I screamed at the top of my lungs, Chinese food! That's exactly how he screamed it. I catch the podcast every once in a while, and you guys rattle off all types of famous St. Louis foods, and you skip the one thing that everyone loves about our city. The flavor and uniqueness of our rice is way better than anywhere else.
Our rice?
I'm going to get to that. The rest of America has rice similar to Panda Express, which is terrible, with peas and carrots to pad the stats and added LBs. I want you guys to try some. If you aren't already aware, good places are Rice House in Florissant, Lisa's Chop Suey in Jennings, Northland's Chop Suey, Ferguson. Keep up the great show. One love, Lavelle.
I heard there are
sounds
some
good,
great
man.
Chinese places, like hole-in-the-wall Chinese places
Is
up in
that-
North County.
Yeah, I have too.
So that's my question, the reason I chose this email. Is that something we're famous for? Am I not aware of this?
I didn't know.
I didn't know about the rice, the St. Paul sandwich, which you could get at Chinese food places in the St. Louis area. That's a St. Louis thing.
Yes. That was invented here. Still a thing.
The St. Paul sandwich you could buy. It's like chop suey, not egg foo young, right? It's egg foo young on
I'm not sure.
white bread with mayo.
Okay.
Like that's a St. Louis thing. But as far as Chinese food goes, there's some good Chinese food places in the area. What we used to do, like when I lived on a budget in New York City, we'd go to the places that look like garbage.
Yes.
They usually had the best food.
Yeah, I remember whenever I would go to New York, everyone said, when you're walking in the street, just look for the mom and pop kind of place, but whatever has a line out the door, that's the one to go
With
get.
Chinese people online.
Yeah.
Dude, we used to go, there was a place that served Cuban Chinese food.
Wow.
Half the menu was Cuban food, the other half was Chinese. I don't know if it's still open. Look up La Caridad.
I remember when we worked
Man.
downtown at MS, the engineering department would always go up to Ferguson and bring back Chinese food.
Yep, I think it was probably from that place.
Yeah, those sounded familiar. So I don't know if the city is known for it. I think we know maybe locally, but like I don't think people that are coming to St. Louis are necessarily going to find our Chinese restaurants, unfortunately.
There was
Yeah,
a
how do you
place-
spell the...
La Caridad, Caridad.
I'm just trying to figure out, is that something that we're famous for? Is the people come here and they're like, whoa, Chinese food? Because I've heard it a couple places since I've lived here from a couple people, a couple comics, actually. And I'm like, is this just something that I'm unaware of?
Is La Caridad closed?
Yeah, I don't know.
La Caridad. It says 78. I don't know if that's the same one, but or it had 78. It closes after 52 years, and this was
Damn it.
just posted. Oh no, it was 2020. Okay, so it went down to 2020.
Ah, it's gone, huh?
Yeah,
Dang.
sorry, man.
I just looked up a place when I lived in South City. There was a
52
place
years.
called Panda Pavilion in on Chippewa. Closed.
Ah,
Now, I love places like Guerrilla Street Food. I don't know if you guys have had that.
Oh yeah,
like
great.
there's great like Filipino places here.
and Thai. Speaking of Florissant, Thai, the
King and I's good.
the best Thai in town.
King and I just closed, right? Or
I think they moved.
They moved to
They moved
Brentwood.
or
They were and they were right by my house, which
They
bummed me out.
rebrand too or something. But yeah, Pearl Cafe. If you haven't done that in Florissant, that place is.
Gorilla Street Food. I think-
Grand was really good.
Gorilla Street Food, I think, is now back to just being a food truck.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the brick and mortar made it. But just interesting to me. It's something, maybe it's something we need to do a little research so we can start.
I think you're right,
You like Soul Taco?
I don't feel like that's
Yes.
like synonymous. Oh, love Soul Taco, dude.
Haven't
dude.
been
Either
there in a while.
location, yummy.
Love Soul Taco. It's such a cool. I like a place that does the thing I like about Soul Taco. It's one of those places where like we're so confident. Here's 4 things on our menu. That's all we need.
It's
You can have a bulgogi bowl, a burrito, tacos, or get the hell out of here.
Yep.
Yeah, they go.
And I like that. I love that.
I
They
think-
also have
I
like
haven't been
these,
there in a long time.
they've got these Red Canyon waffle fry like queso bowls they do with all the like bulgogi meat or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, it's good. And
Yeah,
the
I
dude
think
that owns that
it's-
is a really cool guy.
I think it's my number 3 favorite.
Oh, yeah?
I think it's definitely my top 5.
That yum yum sauce is off the chain, dude.
Unbeatable.
What
That's
about there was a
unbeatable.
place called Kim Cheese?
Never been, but
Is
I've
that
seen
still
it.
open?
awesome.
Is that still
one
open?
on Manchester. There's a kimchi.
Kimcheese.
Kimcheese, like C-H-I apostrophe S?
C-H-E-E-S-E. Kimcheese.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
It looks permanent closed.
Oh, no!
So don't try that one.
It was right across the street from where Soul Taco is now in Chesterfield. All right. Well, another email.
I'll see what else is
All right, Lavelle, we'll do our best to educate ourselves moving forward. Staying in the vein of food news, hello, Rizz Show.
Hey-o.
What's up, guys? I want to run a scenario past you and see how you would have handled this situation. This past week, I attended a fall party with lots of great food. I grabbed a delicious homemade brownie and began to rave about how delicious it was to the whole group. Several people grabbed a brownie, too, and said, "Well, you got to try this thing." We all agreed it was tasty. After a few bites, I realized the brownie was full of white animal hair.
Oh.
I had about 6 pieces of hair in my brownie. I quietly wadded up the remaining brownie and sat in silence as I watched everyone else consume their hair-filled brownies. I contemplated saying something to the group, but decided against it, as not to embarrass the person who made the brownies. I figured a few animal hairs ain't going to hurt nobody. Did I make the right move? Later, I thought to myself, what if someone was allergic to cat/dog hair and they had a reaction? Cassie.
Oh, man.
Weigh in on this. This is tough.
That is a tough, because I get you don't want to embarrass anyone, but.
So the place is full. So
Lern is leaving
wait,
the building.
So the brownie.
You said
gotta tell
how
the
great
host.
the brownies are. You just told the whole group, you got to try these. As they're all devouring them, you take a bite, realize it's got animal hair in
Okay.
it.
You got to tell the host. You got to tell the host.
Yeah.
But it was homemade, so they don't want to embarrass. Maybe the host made them.
Yeah, but you could tell them, or.
I was watching Seinfeld, not to interrupt you, Scott. I was watching Seinfeld last night. It was the episode of how, at the end, where Jerry it's the one where George gets the toupee and he doesn't want to date the bald girl, and then she dumps him. Anyway, Jerry's bit at the end where he talks about, we go throughout our lives, we love people's hair. We touch their hair, we kiss them on the back of their head, but the minute a hair is in your food, it is like the worst thing ever. And it really resonated with me. Like, why do we kiss each other on the head? But that's
Who does
not
that?
Gross. People.
I don't kiss anybody on the head.
I don't kiss the cook on the head when I go into the restaurant.
I'm not grabbing anybody's head and kissing
It's
their
like
head.
Tommy
Is the
Matter.
hair
When
that
Tommy
gross?
walks past the office, he always kisses me on the head.
Right.
It's just the thing.
I mean, it's a good
Who's
point.
kissing anybody on the head?
It's also animal hair.
It's animal hair. It sucks.
It's disgusting, and you got to tell the host.
And it could be rodent hair, because they might.
Is it weird that I think I'd rather find animal hair than people hair?
I don't know, because you never know what kind of animal it was. Where the pan.
You also don't know where the hair on the person, where the hair came from on their body.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, if
You
it's a curly,
usually know.
if it's a curly piece of hair, I'm out. I don't care if the chef had a great, perm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They,
But I mean, I guess it's cooked,
But
right? It's
the other
like-
thing is, like, you didn't eat the brownie and you let everyone else eat the brownie.
That's brutal.
That's
Good joke.
brutal,
though.
dude. That's savage.
So they found a lot of hair in the
6 hairs
Oh.
in one brownie.
that sucks.
That's a lot of hairs.
That's a lot. That's
this is somebody who's like, my cat goes anywhere she wants.
Yay.
I'm
Like,
telling you.
my cat's up on the counter when I'm making food.
My cats are not on the counter. They don't like getting on the counters. They like getting on tables, but I always wipe them down. And anytime, I'm a freaking neat freak, man. So, like, anytime I'm getting ready to make something, I wipe that stuff down. I know where I live.
She has
I
a
know
very
what people
clean home.
think.
I will give her that.
Thank you.
And I smelled no cats upon entry.
God.
Really? Wow.
Tell the host.
Tell the host.
Tell
All
the
right.
host. All right.
Time for one more?
Quick one.
All right. Let's get to this one. This was, let me see there. You find a good one here. Well, you said a quick one, and then I lost it.
It's quick. I like it.
It's gone.
Well, we'll take a break. We got to take a break.
Oh, wait, here it is. Hold on. Let's do it.
Quickly.
Recently went on a trip to California, and when we came upon some road work, there were signs instructing people to use zipper merging. Why is this not a thing in Missouri? I've never heard of it until you guys talked about it a while back. All
Zipper
drivers
merging is supposed to be a
need to
thing.
be taught this. Why is it causing so many problems? Am I the a-hole? Anyway, just ranting. Love the show.
Because people are selfish.
They're
And
weird here about that. They think
Instead
you're
of working
losing
together.
They think you lose out if someone gets in. I don't know. It's just supposed to work together.
Selfishness, yeah.
And you give somebody the rules. You give them a second to make a decision. If they don't, you'd make it for them. You just keep going.
The thing about it is it will make the jam move faster if you just all do it. If everybody zipper merges and we know it's bang, bang, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, then that. Otherwise, that's what causes the jam is everybody trying to scooch up.
Yeah, and if somebody gets out of sync, the whole thing is ruined. We all got to work together, guys.
Is that a Missouri? But is do they not teach that in Missouri?
No.
They don't, because people here think brake lights mean traffic moves. And so they love to put brake lights on instead of, if I actually use the gas pedal, we keep moving. This is how this works. They can't figure it out here.
I want to tell you this. Yesterday, I was on Clayton Road at Kerrs Mill, and I was in it's one way each, and then they have a turn lane because there's a lot of residencies around there. And I was leaving my bandmate's house, and I got in the turn lane, and it was backed up like all the way to like Town and Country. All right, and I just stayed in that turn lane, and I kept going, and I just got all the way up to Kerrs. I was a total a-hole yesterday.
Yeah, well,
but also like I kept trying to see, like, is there a gap? Is there a gap? Is there a gap? Nope. I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah, you got to find that spot.
Just zipped past everybody. I felt bad, but
also
I also got home.
Yeah.
You went around everyone?
I was in the turn.
Man, the craziest thing.
I would want to kill you.
Yeah, that's the opposite of zipper.
I would kill you.
The craziest thing that happened to me this week on the road.
Oh, man.
We were on our way back from Johnny Brock's. I was on 44 going west.
Yeah.
So what time did we leave Johnny Brock's?
Probably,
12:30?
About 12:30.
Driving home, and from the back of a truck, I guess a truck hauling windshields, a gust of wind caught one of the windshields and blew it up in the air.
You're kidding me.
Wild.
That's
this
crazy.
Thing caught air, flipped a couple times, and it was, could have killed somebody.
That's terrible. The shield part.
And then crashed on the side of the road.
Oh, it was on this. Oh, so nobody got hit by it.
No, thank God. Yeah.
I think that happens a lot because I had Tina's
truck didn't even stop.
Tina had a crack in her windshield while she was gone. I had it replaced, and I felt bad. The guy I ordered it from had her windshield and 4 windshields for Amazon trucks, which are not cheap. I think the Amazon truck ones are like over $1,000 a piece.
Yeah, they're huge.
And he was hauling them in the back of a truck in that little thing that looks like a little paper separator.
That's what happened.
And he said, windy day, caught one, knocked one over, broke all of them.
Dang.
And I'm like, man, do you have insurance for that? And he's like, no, I just have to eat those. And I'm like, man, that was like...
One flew off the truck, and it flew about 20 feet in the air.
Wow.
That's wild.
Thank
and I
God,
didn't notice
man.
what it was first. I thought it was just paper.
But you saw this live?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you read about it.
Oh, no, I saw it. I was there. I was driving. I thought it was paper. And then, thank God, it landed on the side of the road.
Wow.
Shattered into a million
man.
pieces. Lern, I hate to kind of spring this on you, but can you do sports?
Yeah, can I do sports? Let's go. What are you talking about right now?
God. Oh, my asking.
Sports are presented by DraftKings at Casino Queen. You think you know football? Bet on it at DraftKings at Casino Queen. Okay, you guys, last night.
Tell us what happened last night.
The Blues were somewhere else last night, apparently. Defenseman Jason Falk was quoted as saying to the STL Post-Dispatch,
It's Justin Falk, but okay.
It's sloppy. It's ugly hockey. It looks lazy. There's going to be nights where you're not feeling it, but if you're not feeling it, you just make a simple play, make them work for it, and earn it at least. But we kind of didn't really make them work too hard today. Yeah, you didn't make them work too hard. Jacob Verana was trying to work hard. He had a goal and an assist to lead the Blues. Sammy Blaze scored in the third period, but the Blues couldn't pull this out because the Arizona Coyotes, 6-2.
Yeah.
Fired up.
It was bad.
The Blues were outshot 42-26 and 16-4 in the third period, and the Coyotes just ate through our Blues.
So just a couple corrections. It's Justin Falk and Jakob.
Oh, Jakob.
Is that the comedian?
No.
Oh.
Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, the Pittsburgh Penguins will be at home at our St. Louis Blues. Good luck, guys. Also, congratulations to Pavel Dimitra, Keith Tkachuk, Mike Lute. They're going to be officially inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame. That will happen on January 19th at Mac St. Louis. Fans can also celebrate their induction on January 20th versus the Washington hockey team.
So that's good. They got a cool blue jacket.
Very nice. St. Louis City SC is versus the Seattle Sounders. That's happening tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And again, the win probability for St. Louis is 40%. Don't forget, the inaugural book is 303 pages. It's limited edition. It's going to be available in limited quantities beginning tomorrow at the in-store City Pavilion. So get there early. I imagine anybody will want this. And
our buddy Matt Seebeck was tweeting about it yesterday. I don't know if he wrote it, but he was tweeting about it. Looks awesome.
The Astros beat the Rangers to tie the American League Championship Series at 2 games apiece, and the Diamondbacks are just 1 game down in the NLCS after beating the Phillies. Also, baseball collectibles company called Rally currently owns Mickey Mantle's childhood home in Commerce, Oklahoma, and they're selling it to fans $7 at a time. The house is valued at $329,000, and so Rally is offering 47,000 shares of this house at $7 a pop. And while the company might one day use the property for a short-term rental or develop it further as a tourist destination, the focus right now is to give the ordinary, everyday baseball fans a unique investment as a connection to
I may do
the
this.
Mick. $7.
$7 to own a piece of Mickey Mantle's home?
Yep.
That's awesome.
In football,
Do I get access to it or no?
No.
I just get to own a little piece.
Little piece
Let's
of it.
do it.
1 share of Mickey Mantle's
So I
home.
own a foot-by-foot piece of land in Scotland.
Huh.
That's cool.
Or Ireland, I meant. So, yeah, let's do it.
Here's something else that's cool. The Jags, we all had them. They won last night.
Only one person, by the way, Fastlane Rizz Show picked
The Saints?
the Saints.
Who?
Anthony Stalter picked the Saints last night.
What's up with him? I think he's...
He likes to pick upsets.
Yeah.
But when he's on, it pays off for him.
Unless he didn't make his pick. But I just saw he was the only one with a 0.
We'll see what happens. Hey, I got some audio of this in our Crap On folder.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes has his eyes on a big prize on the heels of his investment into a Formula One team, Alpine Racing, with teammate Travis Kelce. Mahomes talked recently to the press about his interest in owning an NFL team once his playing career finishes. Here's a little bit of what he said.
Travis, no, this is Patty Mahomes.
Yeah, eventually, when I'm done playing. I think Tom's trying to do it right now, but that's definitely where you want to get to, because I love this sport and want to give back in any way possible. When I'm done playing, obviously I'll be a Chiefs fan, but at the same time I want to have that competitive edge like I've always had my entire life. I'm always looking around. I mean, obviously I can't do it in the NFL while I'm playing, so I'm always looking around at other sports. I mean, it's hard to get in all sports, NBA and all that different type of stuff, but I'm always keeping my ears open. If they give me the opportunity, I'm going to jump at it.
Man, he's got a lot of money.
He does, and he already owns part of the Royals. He owns part of Sporting KC, and Brittany Mahomes co-founded a soccer team, Kansas City Current, and also a Miami pickleball club. So he's got his little...
He just got so much money.
everything.
I need to spend it. I think I'm going to buy in on an NFL team.
Hey, man, the guy he's a sweet kid. I wish him the best. If the Hunt family's going to sell the Chiefs, that's who you sell it to.
There you go. The Kansas City Chiefs will host the LA Chargers on Sunday. Locally, Tower Grove Park is going to hold a ribbon cutting ceremony today for 2 new community basketball courts at 3 p.m. So if you like basketball, you'll be able to play in Tower Grove. And in tennis, Serena Williams has signed a deal to write 2 books. The first book she plans to write will feature everything from her childhood and early tennis training to her career and obstacles she's faced along the way. And that second book will be something more inspirational, where Williams will offer some life lessons that she's learned on and off the court. I am Lern. Moon is out. And that was your sports.
Thank you, Lern.
That was
good.
Excellent job. One final break. We'll come back and wrap her up. That's it. I've given you all I could give.
Yeah.
That's it.
You did good.
Well, we all did good. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great weekend, everybody. Some events to tell you all about. King Scott is going to be at Heavy Smoke starting at noon.
Yep,
Noon to 2. Get
Eating
yourself
pork
some food.
steaks, raising money, signing billboards, kissing a lot of heads.
Yep.
That's
Kiss
right.
a lot of heads. So see King Scott at Heavy Smoke in St. Peter's from noon to 2. I'll be out at 9 Mile Garden from 5 to 7 this evening. Go see Rafe tomorrow at Together Credit Union in St. Peter's, beginning at 10 a.m.
10 to noon.
And then I will be out at the Hot Shots in St. Charles on Saturday night from 6 to 8 with Goose Island Hazy Beer Hug. And then DB's on Sunday with King Scott.
Fooling around there.
I will have the David Lee Roth, Sammy Hagar cookbook with me at Together Credit Union. If you've missed an opportunity to be sworn in,
is that the vault?
Let's do it legally at a financial institution.
That's right. Open an account.
That's legit.
Rafe, I know you're somewhere tonight.
Yeah, I'm doing a little bit. I'm doing a guest set at the Crack Fox there downtown. I think it's their final show. My buddy Chris here has been running a show there for a long time, and I'm doing a little pop-up St. Louis show down there at the Crack Fox at 8 o'clock. If you don't got anything going on, come on in.
All right. Lern?
Yeah, my band's playing tomorrow, 2 to 5, free show, Copper Fire in Belleville. And
Nice.
it's going to be a party. So if you like to dance, you want to see what happens when I get behind a mic like that.
All right.
Special guest singer. Name rhymes with Fane Swetsky.
Wow.
All right.
So-
Crazy.
Actually, guys, we will have a special guest with us tomorrow. Somebody
you go.
that's never played with us before.
There it is.
Cool.
Ooh,
Breaking news.
Yep, it's going to be huge.
All right. Anything else, guys?
I think that's about it.
Shout out one more time to Junkweiser for sponsoring
right.
Rafe's Head.
Junkweiser sponsored my big old dome all week. I appreciate you. They do all kinds of services there. Appliance removal, furniture removal, hot tub removal, which is important to everyone on this show because we know what we do in hot tubs.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Basement cleanouts, hoarder cleanouts, which is wild, demolition, and eviction cleanouts. Look, heavy junk, double-handed junk, even really dirty junk. Junkweiser loves it all. Never passes judgment, even if it's small. So call right now. All right, from tiny junk to huge junk, Junkweiser is your only option for personal business junk removal in the St. Louis area. 314-260-7110 or visit junkweiser.com to book.
Thank you, Junkweiser.
Yeah.
Thank you for your donation to the Song Society. All right, we leave you with a selection from our Team Rizz member of the day, brought to you by Hot Shots. HotShotsNet.com/Team Rizz from Edwardsville, Illinois. Brian Cardwell is our Team Rizz member. Yeah. Brian wants to hear this song. That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a rocker. One of my faves.
Hanson.
We love it.
Who?
Rogers.
I was guessing.
Oh. All right, we will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Energy.
Bye.
The Rizzuto Show.